I'll keep it going for the NAACP. Now representing fair foot action, he's trying to go crazy. We got our good sister Lauren Wecome and a What's up, Alabama?
All right, folks. All right, folks. We're gonna bring on Representative Justin Pearson. Chat with him, Representative Pearson. Listen, this battle, it's that's what the target is. But this really requires folks from everywhere to be fully engaged.
Absolutely. It reminds me of the great matriarch of the civil rights movement, Mammy Till, when she said, you know, I didn't think about problems in the South as a person who lived. Black folks and people across the country of good conscience, you got to realize that the litmus test for our country's progress isn't Massachusetts and California. This is what's happening in Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Texas. And right now, they're the Neo-Confederacy. They are literally reviving their ancestors' dreams of stripping away our voting rights, taking away our ability to articulate and challenge the systems of oppression that we're dealing with.
But the thing also, I was talking to Congresswoman Joyce Beatty about this, and Congresswoman Young Presley about this. That is the reason it all goes these black members in the South, frankly, they're not Republicans. Then what you're doing is you're decreasing that representation, and now who controls the House? Who controls the Senate? So if you're black in New York State, you're black in California, if you're white in Illinois, well, guess what? This is impacting you because Republicans want to consolidate power, and they want to put those Democrats permanently in the minority.
There is no way to get a majority for Democrats without seats in the South. There's no way Democrats ever can have a majority in the House of Representatives, have a majority in the Senate if the South does not have representation. And so it's no coincidence that our congressional black caucus or seats that are already black or have the possibility for majority black representation. And so that is the truth. If you care about national politics, there's no national political power for Democrats if black people don't have power. And at least 50% of black people in the United States of America live in the South. So this isn't a place that can be abandoned. This isn't a place that can be neglected. And for everybody who's in New York, everybody who's in California, Massachusetts, show up. I'm running for Congress. Other people are running for Congress. We're fighting in state houses. Show up in some committees. Show up with some organizers and say, we are in the fight for our life and for our democracy right now.
Not only that, well, what I also see, and I've seen these schools populate on YouTube, and you have say, okay, give me your 5 inch. My deal is very simple. Do I believe in expansive voting rights? Yes. Do I believe that we should have same-day voter registration? Yes. Do I believe in civil rights legislation? Yes. Do I believe that we should be providing contracts, federal contracts for African Americans? Yes. Do I believe that we need to be educating our children and ensuring those resources are coming to black neighborhoods? I will pull up candidates who are, so again, for me, this is not blue, red. It's not donkey, elephant. For me, it's black. I am making a conscientious black decision with my vote. And the reality is, when I do that, it is not for MAGA Republicans.
This is part of the reason that they cracked our district in Memphis, because they don't want to change their policies to actually convince them that they're a party that cares about it.
So, and this is what I try to explain to Stephen A. Smith and others. They're not trying to compete with black votes. They're trying to steal black representation or loot black political power. They're not any ideology other than what that is need or
And some people want to change how they think about things. They want to steal and lose the election.
So you were running for change the issue. I saw you were running for. He decided to resign.
I'm still running in the election, but you can't pick our elections that we really have. Whether you're in a rural area or an urban area, you care about whether or not you have enough money for food. So we got to 15 counties and because Republicans have put us in a spot in this country, and whether you are living in an urban area or rural area, reality, your life is not better today than it was before this administration.
Absolutely. Always good to see you, my brother. Keep it in hell.
Every single day.
Thanks so much. Hewitt is the leader of a large committee. We outside, literally, outside the power structure. And so this is a time we have to reconceptualize if we measure it only in the number of congressional black caucus members we have. Or even the state legislature. We have to measure it in different ways. Absolutely. And what I keep emphasizing is not when we say black political power, we're also talking about black economic power. We're talking about black health, black education, all these things, because those elected officials, their job is to ensure that dollars are given to our community. And so when they start doing what they're doing, well, here's what's messed up. Know that this whole game is happening on losing of you've been winning. Because on a super majority in Mississippi, based on the case that the committee dedicated to ACLU, on the strength of Mississippi community organizers. They know what 2020 census, it's not like the Supreme Court, but it's a different game now. They're not going to make the same procedural errors they made before. They're going to do it even worse, put it worse for us. And so census is all about where resources flow. For resources. And so this is really about starving and choking our community. Starving local power, starving our voice, starving our autonomy, starving our vote, and then take all the money and run. Listen, they have been angry with our success since the Black Freedom Movement. Well, exactly. I mean, this is prolonged effects. That's what this is. It's really like the lost cause. This is just like folks, white folks, power structures that made compromises at our expense. Back then, it was federal enslavement and leading us to a 100-year campaign of terror. Now it's corporations, it's higher education, it's some elected officials, frankly, making compromises, doing cowardly things, or doing even more cowardly things, which is nothing at all at our expense. And so we have to call them to task, not just through the ballot box, but in other ways as well. And I said to Janae, you know this well. I mean, the reality is our civil rights lawyers are literally engaged in massive warfare every single day in these courtrooms. Every day. I mean, we're here right now with the people. This week, we argued in court to stop Trump's executive order to limit mail-in voting and to have a preferred list of voters based on immigration and other status. We also filed a new redistricting case in Tennessee, which is one of the current battlefronts. So it stretches all of us in this massive warfare. And look, sometimes I feel like we don't have enough civil rights lawyers around to litigate well everything we need. That's why we need allies and support. Lawsuits alone won't be enough, but lawsuits in concert with people and movement can make a difference.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. It also requires our high net worth folks to understand Leonard Leo on a $1.6 billion fund. A rich white conservative gave the stock, and he's weaponizing that. This is one of those moments where high net worth African Americans and white progressives should be saying they're going to be creating a $1 billion legal fund that has to be deployed to fight. That's what you're up against.
If you quantify what's needed, it would be at least what you just said, Roland. This work has always been underfinanced. We're relying upon institutional philanthropy that's right now trying to band together to cover themselves against the tax administration. But we need that private equity, that private money. There are Black people of wealth and their means. We have all forms of capital. We have human capital. You can volunteer and mobilize. You have fiscal capital. You can donate. You also have reputational capital. Use your mouth. Use your feet if you got them. Use your legs if they're able. We need people using all of our faculties to move, but the dollars must flow. We can't do this Obama 2008 campaign style, right? We have to do this in a way where people who have significant means are moving in addition to the people who have small dollars to support the organization, the front lines. It could be my organization, a Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights. It could also be another organization. It could be a community group around the corner from you. Support somebody. I talked to a group of Black corporate executives just yesterday in New York City. And what I said was, I know you all write checks. You might do it on December 31st. I want you to write all the checks now. I want you to at least double the checks that you write now. Support some Black organization. Not a Black-led organization, a Black organization that's focused on our people and our community. Not to the detriment of others, but to make a better way for our people and everybody in this country.
Absolutely. Damien, we're appreciative of our brother. Keep up the fight. Thanks so much, Pat. Again, folks, the battle continues. The battle continues. So even though the crowd here is thinning out, listen, we got thousands of people who have been watching us across more than 30 channels on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram today. They have been all over. They have been watching. They've been commenting. And what we need you to do is also, we need you to use your power. I need all of y'all to go to allroadsleadtothe-south.com. Again, allroadsleadtothe-south.com. I need y'all to sign up. Y'all give me 1 second, it's hot. I need to listen. When you're in this heat, you gotta stay hydrated. So that's what we gotta do. So what I said made clear. What we have to do is again use our numbers. Go to allroadsleadtothe-south.com, and we need all of y'all to register. That's what we need you to do. All right, who's next? Come on, Rashad Robinson, longtime leader of Color of Change, joins us right now. Rashad, one of the things I was just talking to Damon about is that this is a moment where African Americans of means must band together and say, if Leonard Leo is sitting on a $1.6 billion fund that he is using to fight this strategy, then we've got to create that similar fund. But I need our people to understand, and we are excellent at doing a lot with little. But you cannot fight any of these battles. You cannot put on these events. You cannot organize and mobilize around the country and think folk gonna do it for free.
Well, the problem that we have is if this work is only funded by white foundations, that does limit the possibility of what we can actually achieve. When you think about the right wing, their funders, their billionaires, their millionaires are actually more radical sometimes than they're actual activists. And what they do is they create space for them to do all sorts of things. Imagine if the folks that were funding our movements believed in reparations. How much space that would provide. So I not only agree with what you're saying, but the other thing I'll say is that for the Black folks who control people who control things like endowment funds, who control things like the pension funds in cities and blue states and blue cities, Why do we have money inside of Bill Ackman's funds? Why don't we pull that? We actually, the government resources are helping in so many ways fund our oppression. And so I think about
Atlas Fund, BlackRock, all of those folks, Steve Schwartzman, they're all putting money into anti-black causes.
Absolutely. And so sometimes I hear people say, what if like Illinois or New York or California succeeded? We don't actually have to go as far as secession. What if we succeeded with our money? What if the governors and the comptrollers and the state treasurers in those places started using the money around procurement? What if we started using the money to divest from companies that are putting us in harm's way? I remember back when I was taking on Facebook, I would have never been able to show up to the shareholders meeting if the New York City comptroller did not use their shares to proxy me in to actually go after that company. But let's take it a step further. And so you're absolutely right. We will always lose in the back rooms if we don't have people lined up at the front door. And it's not just the front door of capitals like this. It's the front door of the places that keep our money and spend our money and fund our oppression.
And I love these people, these simple Simons who say, no check, no vote. Okay, here's my question. Are the Republicans cutting you out a check?
No.
See, I mean, that's what trips me out. They ain't cutting you a check.
It's a lazy strategy. It's a strategy like voting is about picking your opponent, picking the person you're going to fight with. I remember when I built the district attorney strategy, where we went after and we elected folks like Larry Krasner and Kim Fox and Albert Ayala. Some of those folks are really great, but I knew that they were going to go into offices where we would still have to challenge them. We were picking our opponent. I remember when we got Anita Alvarez out of office in Cook County and we put Kim Fox in. Kim couldn't be perfect in that seat. But what we knew is that before Kim Fox was in that office, activists weren't even let up to the office by Anita Alvarez. When Kim Fox got there, we got up there. We got to do real work around changing, getting people let out who had marijuana arrests, about stop prosecuting for low-level offenses. That was about picking the people we're going to fight, pick the people we're going to argue with. Imagine if we were all able to fight with Kamala Harris right now. Imagine if we were all able to battle with her, demand things from her. That's a much different position to be in than the position we're in now. And so the stupid idea that you gotta like love everything about the person you're putting in office actually is it defies what our ancestors actually have fought for and built, and how we are actually in these seats we're in right now. It's because people recognize that they had to move things, even when they couldn't move everything.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think back when Herbert Hoover ran, here was a white man who was a Republican who was leading the lily white movement.
Yeah.
And there were black folks who voted for him because they said, we know what he's doing, but we know what his evil Southern Democrat self is going to do.
Yep. That's a good one. It's like, I mean, this is strategy, and we have to be in a much different conversation about what that looks like. I mean, I talk a lot about theory. I talk a lot about corporate power. I talk a lot about the border of the power, whether it's like government, big tech, Hollywood. We have a strategy that takes on all the places that put us in harm's way. In this era where we're not going to keep everything through government, we're also going to have to look at how do we take on those places that make the decisions in our lives? And how do we think about power, not just as the written rules of policy, but the unwritten rules of culture?
Now, Robinson, I appreciate it, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, y'all. That's Rashad Robinson there. I'm going to sit here and talk to Derek Johnson, CEO, NAACP. So he's doing a quick interview over here. So we're going to wait on him. As I said, we're getting to the conclusion. It is 5:03. This started a little late, so we are in the final stage of our speakers right now. And so we are going to be closing this up very soon. And so what I'm doing is, like I said, waiting on Derek Johnson to finish his interview over here before it comes over. And so he's making his way over here right now. And so we'll and take a few questions with him. Derek Johnson, CEO, NAACP. Derek, we had thousands that registered. Buses came from all over. Saying day, moment, but this is the kickoff to what has to be summer, fall, take it to November, but also beyond November. 27, getting ready for those elections in 27, for the state races, the local races, in 28. And so we cannot act as if we have a breath when it comes to elections. There are elections somewhere, somehow, every year in this country that we got to be motivated and in position to impact. Some is working just like they designed it. We gotta break it. We gotta overwhelm it with books so we can work what is happening. It's no coincidence that the Supreme Court decision come down. Former Confederate states are reacting the way they are. Starting with Tennessee, Louisiana, right here in Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, South Carolina. The moment is an inflection point. So we have to move away from national conversation. How are you positioned some 2,000? So what's the perspective that you're laying out to them where how can you agenda, not a party, but what is that plan of action for those massive number of chapters? Everything we do has to lead to November. On the 20th, outcome. The outputs are great, but the outcomes we're looking for. So across the southern landscape, majority of our businesses are in itself. The work you have to do is and our impact public policy. One of the things that I have said directly to white politicians, white leaders, I'm like, yo, you know, we need y'all to go talk to white folks. Y'all need to be having those conversations. I told Senator Bernie Sanders direct, I said, you need to be having the hard conversations with white people in West Virginia, Oklahoma, North Carolina, South Carolina, when it comes to the issues. I'm like, we get it. And that needs to be happening. And I think all too often, a lot of these white elected officials or organizational leaders don't really want to have that tough conversation with their own people. You know, we represent 13% of the population. We can anchor a movement because of our moral arc, but they got to do the work. At the end of the day, I don't want to see white people come to my community talk to our folks. We can talk to our folks, and we need them to talk to their folks. Someone mentioned the equivalence of this was a Supreme Court decision around abortion. I said, no, how is that the case? So well, it encouraged white women. Well, white women voted almost 52% for Donald Trump. So we, at some point, it has to break. White supremacy cannot be order of the day. If we're going to have a true democracy, other communities got to stand up in this moment. All right. Last one here, and that is what I've said. Everybody has a role to play. This is not even, you know, there's a lot of our folk, a lot of young folks, your brothers and sisters I heard in 2025 said, oh, we're tired. We need a break. I'm like, all right, I get y'all 2025. I don't want to hear that break shit 26. I'm like, this is all hands on deck everywhere. You know, there will be a catalyst moment, whether this is the spark, the Supreme Court decision spark. You got to wake up. If you care about economics, this is important to you. If you care about education, this is important with you. If you care about, you name whatever the policy issue, this must be important for you, and it has to be intergenerational. We can't go to this young versus old, male versus female. It got to be us for us in this moment for Black Power. Absolutely, Derek Johnson, President, NAACP. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Thank you. All right. Take care. Folks, again, we are almost coming to the end. We still got the speakers on stage. So let's just do this. Let's play
Ramsey Brown from the great state of because we have people from Michigan and Mississippi, and we gonna fight for y'all like we want you to fight for Michigan. I'm Cassandra Brown from the Water Black Women's Roundtable. They are arresting our sisters in the legislature, and they are taking our seats, but we are still here. We are still here. I'm Sandra Lee Williams, and a member of the Black Women's Roundtable from Georgia. I represent workers. That means I am a member of labor, and I'm glad to be here, and I want you to repeat after me. When we vote, we win. Christina Hugh from South Carolina Black Women's Roundtable, and right now Donald Trump is trying to take our map and trying to make it more Republican, but we are going to fight back, and they're going to wake a giant that they cannot fight, and that's our people power. Hey, 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 Alabama, I'm Commissioner Sheila Tyson. I represent Black Women Roundtable for the state of Alabama. I want you to know the game hasn't changed. Instead of sticking your dogs on us, they're putting.
Hey y'all, welcome to the other side of change, only on the Black Star Network and hosted by myself, Bree Baker, and my good sis, Jamira Burley. We are just two millennial women tackling everything at the intersection of politics, gender, and pop culture. And we don't just settle for commentary. This is about solution-driven dialogue to get us to the world as it could be and not just as it is. Watch us on the Black Star Network, so tune in to the other side of change.
Everybody, what's going on? 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 Honey, there's a lot going on. Hey, everybody. Hey, Eagles. I'm going to do a lot of people hate their skin and don't want their people to win show. Let me drop the link real quick if Eagles want to come up. Um, I thought I did, but my bad. Um, and I want to know why people hate their people, but they unfortunately have the same skin color as whoever they hate. You know, you have um black people, or as they say, melanated people or indigenous people that don't want to see others win. Then you have um Caucasian people who don't like other people, don't want to see others win. You have um you have uh Chinese people who don't like each other, Asian people, Africans, Haitians, Jamaicans, Guyanese, Barbadian, the list goes on and on and on. You have people that are your same color, but they want to win and they don't want anybody else to win. I want to know what y'all think about that. Um, and the question will come up: are you pro-choice or against? Are you holding the race back? I think that's the better term. Are you holding the race back or are you trying to push it forward? Hmm, interesting, right? You holding the race back or you trying to push it forward? So let me know. Eagles, thank you for rocking in the building, always riding. Everybody else that's in the clouds, please drop down. Uh, you're not going to get bit. You're not going to get shamed. You're not going to get whatever. You're bold enough to watch. Be bold enough to drop down. Nobody's going to bite you. Nobody's gonna whatever you know. And I hate when people say, "Oh, I'm just sitting in the clouds watching." No, because that's not real support. Mm, that's not real support. Real support is showing up and showing out. Okay, showing up and showing out. Period. Cause see, when you either gonna be all the way in or you gonna be all the way out. You got to put yourself in people's shoes. How would you feel if people just sitting in the bushes and never say, "I'm here, I'm listening." That's all you got to say. Even if you say that, "I'm here, I'm listening." Hey, because it's kind of not fair. You got to treat others as you want to be treated. And I definitely want to talk to Eagles about this. So Eagles, Daddy, Eagles, tap on in. Because this would be a great topic. I mean, it's going to be a great topic because, after last night, child. And shout out to Alec. I did stop by. I fell asleep because I didn't catch your replay, but I did see you had my name in the title, child. But yeah, um, you know, Eagles, if you can tap in, let me know. Because if not, then I'm gonna end this so I can prepare for why do people hate their skin and hate for others to win. I think that's what I'm gonna call it. Why do people hate their skin and hate for others to win? hmm And like I said, we ain't got to love everybody. Oh Lord, here go that everybody again. We ain't got to love everybody, but you know, you still don't have to be hateful. Okay, hateful versus grateful. Mm, interesting. Hateful versus grateful, and then you wonder why you don't win at anything. Hateful versus grateful. Ooh. All right. So make sure y'all tap on in. Hateful versus grateful. And shout out to MU. Shout out to UC. You know who you be. Oh shit. UC. You know who you be. Okay. And thank you for your real service. Making them nervous. But I definitely want to hear from you because you have a king's approach to the throne. Okay. So Eagles tap in real quick, just for 2 seconds. I want to know what's your thoughts on people that hate themselves, because we gonna get into this in a second. Time it is 16. Every time I'm trying to look at something else will pop up. Weird. Anyway, um, yeah, we gonna get into it. So it's gonna be real interesting, prayerfully. And like I said, all are welcome, because I need to see the support and the love. I want to see who truly supports. That's how you know people that truly support you, when you don't have to tell them to drop down. You don't have to tell them, because everybody can be heard. Everybody can be heard. Everybody can be I know exactly what I'm gonna title it. I'll have another title, but it's gonna be hitting it on the nail. Mm-mm-mm. Um, I'm still here, y'all. I'm just here. Shout out to the girl Clutch out. But yeah, I just appreciate everybody that's authentic. Okay, I don't rock with imitation. Oh, take me to the channel. Hold on, let me. What? I was wondering why I ain't click. Let me see something. Something's going on. See if that worked. I don't know. Something's going on. Hold on. Are people responsible for their actions? Hmm. Are people responsible for their actions? And why do people hate their skin? Is my question. Why do people hate their skin? God damn it. Because there's a lot of people that skin folk ain't your kin folk. Okay? Skin folk. Okay, that's the way it work. Ain't your kin folk. Skin folk ain't your kin folk. And that's proven more and more every day. And it's sick. Hey, I was gonna say hey Alec, hey Eagle.
Hey, Sparkle, how's it going?
Oh, yeah, man, all right. I'm glad you could take a moment to tap in um
Yeah,
with me. But yeah, what do you think about people that hate their skin and they want to be another race, culture, or whatever?
well, there is racism in all ethnicities,
Mm.
African American, white, Hispanic, and for some reason, there's something, in my opinion, that is inside them that make them insecure of
Oh,
color of their skin. And sometimes when we as African Americans have, or melanated people have, experienced a lot of trauma that sits
oh,
on the hearts of the people's man, woman's heart, and it makes them want to be something that they're not. So
mm.
that's that's my opinion and my thoughts on it. And so because of that, it makes it easier for melanated people to fight with each other and tear one another down. because of the
Well,
trauma of their experiences. And the truth of the matter is, they're really not disliking the person, but they're disliking the experience that they've
uh,
had. And they take that hurt and they take that pain and they strike out at who's often just like them rather than really looking at the
strike
situation
out.
and facing the fact that it's not that person, but it's the hurt and the pain that they have experienced, which is sad because a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
are tearing down one another to make themselves feel better about who they are. And then when they're
Oh,
not happy about who they are, they start having all types of surgeries to try to change that fact. But no matter what you do, no matter how many surgeries, no matter how many times you slam your nose down or pump your lips up or whatever it is that they do or bleach the skin, you're still melanated. There's no way of getting
mm,
around. The
oh,
thing
uh,
that you got to do the work on the inside, find out why you dislike your own kind and do
mm,
surgery, examine oneself and deal with that trauma. And then sometimes you got people that have been mistreated by their own kind, their own color, and it tears them up. And as much as they say that it doesn't hurt, it really does. It's just all that hurt and that pain is buried down up under all the emotions and the feelings of that trauma. And so until we do the work of examining ourselves and examining what's going on the inside of us, we're going to always dislike or have a hatred for our own kind. I hope that answers your question.
oh, that was perfect, perfect, perfect. Couldn't have been no better. Um, I'm texting Tracy real quick. Doing hate versus love, your skin panel.
Hmm.
Um, an hour. Beauty is requested. Um, yeah, I wish one love could tap in. But I know she having fun at that ball, honey. You better. Ooh, damn it.
Mm, she's at a ball. Huh? Well, have a good
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Uh-oh, we lost the host. Well, you all like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Um, I'm sure there
Uh,
goes the
um,
host.
like I said, make sure y'all tune in to Eagles Soaring High Fireside Chats. I see my numbers had dropped down, but shout out to the ones that was here because I think it went from two to four. I was listening to somebody that was to have their dog was having pups. You know, they was giving birth, and I
Hmm.
heard them. I think the dog started to go into contractions. But it's interesting how animals are like people. You know,
Hmm.
when they feel uncomfortable because they kept just walking back and forth. The dog did, and then it's like, "Uh-oh, it's time," because I heard them starting to yell. I said, "Uh-oh," you know.
Hmm.
And I wonder if some of these people that hate themselves are not, or quote unquote, are not fully developed in the body, the mind, physically, mentally, spiritually. They don't have half a brain cell. I wonder if some of these males particularly would think the same way about their own sisters or brothers, sisters particularly in Christ, if they were to
Mhm.
have a contraction or if they were able to give birth, if they were, instructed to give birth and they could take that pain, as much
Right.
pain as they try to inflict on ministers, on preachers, on pastors, on um, people in general because they hate themselves and they don't want to acknowledge and look at themselves, look at any wrong they've done. And I'm going to do consequences versus actions, pro Trump versus anti Trump,
Hmm.
because remember, there are a lot of people that, you know, like Trump's ideologies and like Trump's, I hate, not I hate all people,
Right.
Trump's, same. I don't even know why they like Trump, but they act just. I ain't gonna say they act just like him because I think Trump got more of a more sense than they do. But I
Yeah.
just yeah, but I just I if I have ever seen Revelations or Revelations, it was last night, and like I said, it was a great show. It was interesting, but it was great. And like I said, things are gonna study come out. How sad people are.
Right.
Um, and it just was like, oh God, And I'm glad it's coming out. And it's painful to see, but
Mhm.
it's needed. This is divine order. It's needed. They can't stop it. You can't stop it. I can't stop it. And I'm glad
That's
that people are showing, the hate for
right.
themselves. 'Cause I love it. You know, I love it. That's
That,
why I don't. Some energy you just don't give. And I know that's what they preconceived, and that's when you make an ass of yourself. And
that's
yes, you're not supposed to. You can um you can make uh, assumptions, but I
uh
just it's best I try and not to say I don't, because if somebody tells you, and I would like to see if One Love would tap in real quick. I know she having a time of her life, and I love it. Um, and I want to know what you think. Yes,
hmm
people are going to make a, I don't want to say assumption. What do I want to say? It's another word. Infer but it's another word. It's a simpler word that because some people don't understand some levels that other people be on. It's not infer. It's context clues. Like somebody may um, you'll say, "Oh, the dog walked to the corner," and somebody
hmm
else may say, "No, the dog didn't walk to the corner. The dog ran to the corner." You can infer that they ran to the corner. You could break it down. You could break it down a lot, but some people don't even have. Oh, great.
Yep. No, I was just going to say it's
Oh,
the way people perceive
mm,
stuff,
mm,
people's perceptions. Um,
mm,
if you like you say, if you say that the dog walked to the corner, that's your perception of it. But other people may say, like you said, that the dog didn't walk, dog ran, and that's their perception. And we all have to get to the point where we understand that we can be standing there. Here's a better um, example. If we all in the bank and somebody comes in and robs the bank because everybody's in their feelings and in their emotions, each person in that bank is going to see totally different things. They're going to see things from their perspective. And some of the stories or the testimonies are going to line up with some folks, and others are going to line up with others. And sometimes in situations like that, the testimony don't line up with either side, but it's because of their perspective of what they saw and how they saw it. And a lot of times when your feelings is in action and your emotions in actions and you have fear running through you, it's going to cause you to see different things. But does that mean that what each person said is not true? Absolutely not. It just means that it's been told from a different perspective, how everybody saw it. And so we got to get to the point to where we respect each other's perspectives. And in that moment, not to disrespect the other's perspective. You have your perspective, I have mine. And we have to agree to disagree without being disrespected or deflecting from the real question. And so, to make it clear, I'm not speaking about anything else. I'm just saying that people just have different perspectives. And if I can respect your perspective, I'm going to respect that. But let's be fair, you got to respect my perspective of how I feel, whether you agree with it or not. But the important thing is that everybody's perspective in that instance of being in the bank while it's been robbed, as long as it brings the officers closer to capturing the robber, what difference does it make? And if the perspectives are different, just move on. Just move on. The problem is we don't respect each other's thoughts or opinions. And then the assumptions comes in, and those assumptions are not always right. And this is where things get messy. But it is what it is, and it's going to become what it's going to become. We've got to accept change as it is. And even in our own lives, we've got to oftentimes make changes that don't feel good, don't don't even make you look good in the sight of some. But you got to do what's best for you in life's time. Now, whether people agree with it or not, that's fine. We can't tell each other how to feel. And that's the thing. That is my thoughts, and that is my opinion. So, Sparky, you can come on back. Life and just Sparkle comes back. Life is going to give you some storms and some trials. It's how you deal with those storms. It's how you deal with those trials. And that's why it's important that we empty out our closets so that we can find our freedom, so we can find our healing, so we can find our deliverance, but most of all, so that we can find our freedoms. I get you. It's okay. I figured, but it's all right. I'll still be right here. So Again, I take a look in the mirror and examine myself. That's what people don't do. Um, it's it's just what you got to do. People not going to agree, and people going to hate on you, and people going to say you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't like this, but how can you everything is it's okay until the tables turn on them, and until we walk in people's shoes, we can't judge folks or condemn folks. We just got to do what's better. And when it comes, if you disliking and hating on your own kind, it's not the person, it's something within you. When you dislike your own, the color of your skin, the issue is within you. And we can't take that out on everybody else. We got to find that place where we figure out what it is and work on it and change that thing so that we can be better, so that we can be the person that we're supposed to be, the man, the woman that we're supposed to be, a better us. Once we become better for us, then we can become better for others. It doesn't matter what you do, no amount of makeup is going to change your insecurities that's on the inside of you. No matter how many surgeries you have, it's not going to change. The problem is not the outside, the problem is the inside. And when we figure that out and do the changes on the inside, then we can then see that we have been fearfully and wonderfully created by God. And sometimes conversations is the thing that is needed. But there are some conversations that you just can't
See that
have because
was?
folks
Thank
just,
you for holding it down.
yeah.
See how easy that was for your phone to die? Mm. But anyway, like I said, and let me say this. Like, if anybody been stalking me, been harassing me, they should know me, even if it's wanted, unwanted attention. Anybody knows that I'm direct. And I almost unapologetically, shout out to Meeks, to a fault, you
Hmm.
know, and what people perceive as, oh, this is shade, that's this and that's that, you know. Um, ask questions. Don't just think every situation is about you. Don't just think every
Right.
um yeah, because I know more people than this app. I don't just know people. Now, if it's a situation like One Love said, where it may have happened with us, like say me and you had a disagreement, and I came on and I say, well, um, it's a shame that these fake preachers and Bible thumpers and this, that, and the third, they just want to have their way and do it their way, and they don't want to see it other ways. They just want to see it, oh, from the Bible's way. You know,
Right.
you would assume or infer or make an assumption that I'm talking about you,
Hmm.
but
If
that's why I try to put, yeah, but I could have just had an argument or a disagreement with somebody. in a church or somebody
Right.
that was, yeah, because you're not the only person I count, not you, I'm saying in general.
Right. Right.
Y'all are not the only people I conversate with, or only I might have just met somebody on the street, walked to the store, and somebody said, well, I want to give you this revelation or this prophecy or this, that, and the third. You know, I want to give you this. Well, I would like to, if I may, is you have, like I said, you have to be, like I think I said last night, you have to be ready to receive. Like what Lady
Exactly.
D was saying, you have to be ready to receive. Everybody's not going to take because you don't like black women and your preference is white women or Chinese women or Asian women or men or whatever, vice versa. If you
Right.
a Chinese person, a Oriental person, a Indian person, a Asian person, a uh Guyanese person, a Trinidad, whatever you are person,
Right.
and you choose to stay within your race, that's you. Because I heard Dr. Fraudmar Johnson say that. Oh well, if you and I'm gonna play that later, and I know you'll probably have some good commentary. And shout out to Roland Martin. They got into it. I actually played it. But it definitely shows that everybody is not, how can I say? I don't want to say authentic. Well, I was going to say authorized, but you can't say who's authorized. Everybody's not authenticated to the true word of what they speak. Let me say it like
Right.
that. Like now, I see Dr. Cheyenne Bryan. I'm not sure if she's related to Carmen, but there may be some relation. She is getting exposed for being a fraud. Storm is talking about it. Armand talking about it. Funky Daniva talked about it. That she's
Mhm.
not accredited, or she's not what shall I say? She's not up to standard accredited in, I guess, the laws. I don't know. I know it's something about what she says. She don't care. She don't have to be accredited. You know, I'm not sure. One love can get more into that. But like I said, it's up to whoever standards I choose to follow. People that are verified. And not saying I don't follow because I don't know that lady. I'm just putting it on the table. It's who
Mhm.
you choose to follow or what you choose to do. Everybody's not
Right.
going to follow everybody. Everybody's not going to be um interested in if you want the education, if you want the knowledge, it's out there, you know.
Right.
But people need to stop being quick to jump to judgment. Oh, this person, you know, in certain situations, this person now, like one love said, she made a good reference. If somebody come with a ski mask and they dressed in all black,
Mhm.
and they looking suspicious, doing actions. And it's funny you
Right.
brought up the bank situation. I had to laugh at that, the bank situation, because people um do have unfairness put on them. Like if you see a white woman, white women in the bank and they see a black man, big black
Mhm.
man, doofy looking man or crazy looking man, they're gonna automatically just run to, you know, let me hold my purse or let me clutch my purse, you know.
Right.
And that's a bad way to be because it's almost like you're paranoid about everything. Just because you see somebody that may look crazy, yes, you want to guard yourself and be aware, but you don't always have to jump because that man, just because he's, um, just because he's now, if he's looking suspicious and looking around and looking all down by your pocketbook and stuff, yes, you can infer that he's trying to do something to you. But
Right.
but if he's just, he has on a black outfit or just because a lot of people, it goes back to the segregation, the Jim Crow. You treat
Yeah.
others like you want to be treated. There's cameras there, so they'll see what happened.
Right.
If anything was to transpire, that's why there's cameras everywhere. And people
Yeah.
don't like. People don't like jackets and things put on them, but they're quick to put it on everybody else. If you get what I'm saying. People get
Yeah,
upset and very sensitive and thin skinned, but then they say they're strong. I'm strong and I'm bold. I can handle anything. But then they really can't.
right,
It's a test
right,
of
right.
faith. That's what we're in now, a test of faith and revelations. you know.
Yeah,
But like One Love said, if somebody comes around with all black and they looking suspicious and they moving around and looking down at your pocketbook and turning away and trying to make eye, of course somebody would infer that is something ain't right. So you keep an eye on them. You're going to be alert. You're going to be aware. That's called five senses. But
exactly.
if you're somebody else just coming there and they may have the same thing on, minus the ski mask, because I've seen it a
Mm,
lot. And going through, like One Love said, she experienced it and I lived it. We all, well, not all, but a
mhm.
lot of people have lived it. You know, you come in the store and somebody's following you and you're not
Following you.
bugging.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're not bugging. It's because your color. See, you're going to be more aware of when you go in another store and they doing the same thing. It's not that people have to not be aware or people not do not have to assume, but it's like, okay, here come the unfair treatment again. I think melanated people or indigenous people, let me say that, because people could take every word you say or will take every word you say, but indigenous people um have gotten used to being beaten down so much that they don't even know when they start to lash out at their own people and
Right.
become colorist and become prejudice against their own people. Oh, this gonna be a shelter in a little while, child. Let's see if when somebody said, "Oh Lord, I don't put that thing up." See this phone. This is the one where you gotta. It's like tight. I don't know why this thing is so like you gotta push it down. Hold on 1 second, because I'm trying to see what was the comment, and I need to take that redirect out. I gotta pin that link. That's what the. Are you talking about that so-called fake doctor lady? Yeah. Um. Oh, you saw it? If you want to tap in, if you can. Yeah, I seen everybody talking about it. I'm like, oh God. But yeah, Eagles getting back to see how easily. Yeah, I don't know. I was saying if are they related, because everybody with the same last name is not related. And that's another thing. As I know people have that misconception. Oh, like your name may be Jackson or Johnson, or even your name
Mhm.
may be Williams or Jones, or that's a common name. Just because
Exactly.
it's this person, just because it's okay, that's the same name. That don't mean it's the same person.
That's
They
right.
understand one love is 55 different people. I'm 99 different people. You 85 different people. First of
Ready?
all, get to know me. Nobody can be me but me. Nobody went through anything but me. You don't want it done to you, so don't do it to others. And
That's
that's what
right.
people need to learn. That's the golden
Mhm.
rule. You can't assume nobody because somebody's phone died that they don't want to talk to you. Well, you can't assume
Exactly.
that because, yeah, you can't assume because somebody don't answer the phone that they may not just be busy. They got to stop everything in their life to talk to you. People have
Right.
things going on. Sometimes you may not want to be bothered. But see, when they want to be bothered, when it's convenient for them, and a lot of people do this, when it's convenient for them, then it's okay. But when it's others, oh F you. Even like people that get dismissive with people talking in their feelings, you know,
Mhm.
or people making points. That's how people are not heard. Hold on,
Right.
excuse me. Uh, mm, mm, it's my own funny. That's how people are not heard. Um, excuse me, that's how people are not heard. When somebody's trying to talk, you gotta listen
Yes.
sometimes a little more. And we all do, because like I said, and I'm proud of like One Love will take something and she'll take it to heart. Not to heart, but she'll take it in.
Hmm.
She'll be like, Yeah, I got to work on this. I got to work on that. I got to work because we all got to work on something. We're all work in progress.
That's
Nobody's perfect.
that's right.
Okay. There's nobody perfect. But see, people walk on their own self-conscious measuring sticks.
Mm-hmm. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
I don't know which one is which, but I was just trying to say maybe I was trying to see if they had some kind of relation, but I don't think they do. They just can have the same last name. And then people could be married to other people. Like one of the Bryans could be married to a guy that was Brian, but that's not her maiden name. Like One Love. Her maiden name is this, but her married name is that. See, but people, and this is what gets me with people. They start assuming, like, um,
Mm,
when people don't answer their phone, when people they don't know if your phone died, you don't know if the phone dropped in water, you don't know what happened. You're not there. And I hated what happened last night, but I love what happened last night because it shows people are not stable. People are not in their conscious mind. And it shows that people ain't shit. And you just have to
and,
understand that people ain't shit. And there's people and a lot of stuff that cause see, it now brought back a lot of things that were said
mm-hmm.
regarding, oh, I'm happy Trump doing this. I'm happy Trump. Like it's almost like ZX. But see, the thing with ZX is you can have a conversation with ZX,
Right.
but it's just how far you're gonna get in the conversation. Like I had a conversation with ZX on Brianna's, but you know, it went
Yeah.
back to, he did a little deflection. And a lot of people, you got to watch people when they start deflecting
Mm-hmm.
and want to be right all the time. You're not right all the time. Nobody's right all the time. When you
That's
can't
it.
take a loss, when you can't take a loss, you're lost. Ooh, that's a word. When you can't take a loss, you're lost.
And let me
When you
this.
go ahead,
Let
go
me
ahead.
say
You can
this
say
right.
whatever you want. Now I'm here. I gotta switch my phone because this phone, I don't know why I can't go to. Like I said, see, I can't go. I can go to the comments, but I gotta because it's a tap phone. You gotta do it. It's weird. But go ahead. Tom, hold it down for me, please, if you don't.
I'm trying to figure out how did the conversation become where certain content creators were going to come up on my platform and have a discussion. Those two content creators was never going to come up on my platform to have this conversation with One Love. Because as far as I'm concerned, those two content creators can never come up on my platform and have a conversation. Never. Because of the disrespect that they have put on me. There was no indication that the conversation was going to take place on my platform. That conversation was going to take place on One Love's
Exactly.
platform,
That's
not
and see
mine.
that's where you. I'm sorry, Eagles. That's
You
where
know,
you get the negative assumption. And see, people so used to having negative assumptions. Oh, well, Eagles let anything go because everybody controls everybody's platform. No, it doesn't work like that. Everybody has a right to do what they want to do on their platform.
mm-hmm.
And
And,
you cannot stop people. That's the people. See, people are trying to police or be a daddy to everybody on this app or a mommy to everybody on this app. And that's
right.
not what happens. You don't control. You don't want to be controlled. You don't control anybody.
Right.
And that's the problem. Even with potato pussy Reed, oh, I got them. I trolled them to do what I wanted them to do. You didn't troll shit. Because you trolled your ass into a criminal investigation, is what you trolled.
Right.
That's what you trolled into. So, and just like others that think they safe, that's what you're trolled into.
Right.
But anyway, go ahead, because I want to hear what you got to say, because it's time to hit the nail on the head. And whoever feel offended, oh well. And let me
Well,
say this real quick. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me say this real
okay.
quick since about your platform. I don't control equals. I didn't control Spook. Spook will not be controlled. That was the problem a while ago. Oh, everybody, One Love is trying to control Spook's platform. How the hell can One Love control a grown damn man's platform? See, that's the assumption, the negative way. Now, you can have a positive way of assuming. I thought this was going to happen, and it happened. It ain't going to always be because that's Reed's problem in his cohort. Um, as soon as something happened, then I knew it was going to happen.
Mhm.
Well, if you knew it was going to happen beforehand, why didn't you speak it? Because you don't
Right.
have a gift. When you cursed with a curse, you don't have a gift. But yeah, I just don't. I don't know. But go ahead. I'm sorry because I want to hear what you got to say.
Um.
Well, I'm sorry. Hold on, real quick. I'm sorry. I knew what I thought I was
Mhm.
gonna say. And let me say this: I don't control Equals platform because I've seen that was said as well. Who control it by in the comments by both people. It was said verbally last night, and it was said in your comments. I don't know if you saw it. Who
No. I,
controlling this platform? See, I catch a lot. That's why sometimes I just sit back and watch. I catch a lot. First of all, it's not about who's controlling the platform. We know whose platform it is. When you're a guest in somebody's house, you act accordingly. You don't come into somebody's house and do what the fuck excuse me. Oh Lord, I'm starting to curse Jesus. Do what the heck you want to do. You're in somebody's house. See, that's how you can tell when people have got out and been places.
mm,
Okay? You don't come in nobody's house and do what you want to do. And that's people's problem. They think they're gonna come to people's houses and let me tear the shit up. Now, I don't care, it ain't mine. But then when you go to their house, you gotta walk on eggshells. It don't work like that. Don't come to people's houses if that's the case. Stay home. Stay home. But Eagle's platform is not, how can I say, Eagle's platform is his platform. First of all, I've seen a lot of yelling, over talking. When people get in their feelings and emotions, they disrespect. Oh, F you. First of all, ain't nobody gonna be heard.
that's right.
Then, then it's over talking eagles because you have no respect. You say you have respect, but where is it? Over talking eagles, but you want the utmost respect on yours. Oh, Essie, is not gonna be like I said, Lady Blue ain't gonna be disrespected on my platform. Nobody is. And see, that's the problem that Liz had,
Hmm.
and if she stayed in her order and her correct, she wouldn't have been disrespected.
Right.
But when you disrespect, you're gonna get disrespect if the person chooses, because they could just ban you off their platform. And that's what
Yeah.
people need to understand. Where's the authority come in? If you're in somebody's house, first of all, you shouldn't be louder than the person. And that was deliberately from a lot of sides. You come up there to have a conversation, you are invited guests. You don't own they shit. If that's the case, go live on your own shit. See, that's the problem.
Mm,
People think they can run over your shit. That's why I choose when I see unruly. Bye. So okay, I'm sorry.
No, I'm kind of glad that you brought up something that I missed in the chat. Um, that's my whole point. I was not aware of subliminal conversation as far as I could see was that it was just a conversation between two content creators.
Mhm.
And just like I
And it was
missed, go ahead.
okay. I'm sorry. No, I was gonna say, and just like I didn't want to forget, I'm sorry, and I keep interrupting. I know I gotta work on that. See, we all gotta work on something, but I don't want to forget. And see, now I want to see what you be saying when we be talking. But yeah, that's why you gotta sometimes you gotta sit back and catch everything because that was said. And like I said yesterday, I didn't put up my comments, a lot of my comments, because it was also why would one love looking? Why would you want to talk to people? One love can talk to whoever the hell she want to talk to. You're not on One Love's birth certificate. You're not One Love's God. You don't tell people what to do. People do what the hell they want to do.
Right.
And they're going to do what the hell they want to do. Now, that doesn't mean doing what you want to do means coming to somebody else's virtual house and tearing it up. Now, you have people that will allow that. And I think people have gotten to that point. Everybody, anything goes. No, that's why I'm doing this live later. Consequences versus actions.
Mhm.
If you do a bad action to somebody, if somebody say, "Oh, Eagles is an pedophile," Eagles had something with a 14-year-old. Eagles had something. First of all, that's damaging to somebody's reputation,
Yeah.
and you don't know if somebody a nutcase may think, well, even though they wouldn't be stupid, they stupid, but they ain't that damn stupid. Will come to where Eagles is and try to take him out. That's why you gotta with these jackets and shit, y'all run to put on people. It's not funny. And I done said this 150 times. You don't want it on you. You don't want it on your mother. You don't want it on your father. I see my number shooting up now. Yeah, baby. Let's get into it. Let's hit the nail on the head. See, people gotta understand when you do shit, shit will come back to you. And then it will come back to your kids. It will come back to your grandkids. It will come back to the person you love. See, when you do, you have to be conscious of what you do. But see, some of these people didn't grow up with authority. They didn't grow up, so they have to get taught and spanked.
Yeah.
You don't do what you want to do. That's people's problem. But see, you don't want it on yours. You want to turn off your comments. Wink, wink, Eagles. You want to let me do this and do that, and play the slick road, throw rocks and hide your hands. That's the shit I don't like. Oh,
Mm.
everybody else is at fault. I'm not at fault. Everybody no. And see, when people do that, people are watching you. Oh, we see how this person get down. It's everybody else. It's not me. That's called a coward. Okay, that's called a coward. First of all, and I'm sorry because I'm gonna let you talk because I know and I know I want to hear you talking. I'm sorry, but I mean I'm gonna give you the floor. I ain't mean to say that because saying
No,
that
no,
that sound like I'm gonna let you. No, I know. It's just I don't like. I try to
we
say
have that,
things because
we have that
to me it
reciprocal.
sound crazy as I'm saying it. And see, I'm
Right.
trying to think of like I'm taking one of those advice, not be rude and disrespectful. Like she threw shade at me yesterday on your platform. I could have, barked on one love. Like you know. So, but she's scared of me. One love is scared of me. She wink, wink. Yeah, she's scared of me, Chad. Eagle, she's scared of me too. That's so y'all don't know why you laughing.
As far as I know, I'm scared of everybody.
Everybody. Because I love you. I don't know where you get that from, but it sounds funny. But yeah, no, I'm joking. I just don't I'm I just like I said, one love was having a great conversation with Jason because I thought it would, kind of go not kind of go left. See, I assumed that it
Right.
might kind of get heated, but I said I know Eagles would be the mediator and that would know how to pull it back. Because
Right.
even when she Even when she said her statement about, oh, I told Michelle about Sparkle, and I'm like, what? First, I was gonna be like, hold up, how the hell I get in this? But then he was like, oh, how am I gonna mediate this? And I'm like, what the hell? Because it threw me for a loop. I said, oh, One Love got me, and then I'm like, wait a minute. But like I said, anything, and let me say this for the record, in Eagles, you can, testify on your behalf. Anything I've said, done behind the scenes with the little bit of people that I've been behind the scenes with, I
Mhm.
can take any accountability. So if anybody got anything, put it out. Like I've been saying. But I
Right.
don't I don't edit shit to make it look like I don't take out what I said and leave what they said. Because first of all, it takes two to have a conversation. It
That,
takes two to have a conversation, period. You can't talk to yourself. Well, some people do talk to themselves, but you can't talk by yourself. If you're
yeah.
talking about somebody, if you having a conversation, a sensible, normal one, people are going to talk with you. That's why when people come up and say, oh, Sparkle, somebody got your picture up, Sparkle, this, that, and that. And if I
Mhm.
say I don't want to hear it, which is why I was testing people, if I don't want to fucking hear it, I don't want to hear it.
Right.
See, I'm not a sensitive, thin-skinned bitch. I don't sit around and, oh, let me see what they saying about me or about them or about this. Let me see what they saying. I don't do that. Now, if I catch some stuff, if they in a chat in their feelings, then I catch it. That's the
Right.
difference. Then
Right.
I catch it. But I'm not just sitting around. Jason is a nice guy. Yeah, he is. He's a sensible guy. I just hate what happened. But it should show him people don't give a F about you. People don't give a F about you, period. And it ain't nobody trying to turn him on anybody. Because, like I said, the hate is a built up hate. First of all, people don't like the LGBTQIA community. And some people are a part of it and don't know how to stand in it. Because there's different type. And I'm going to get into this on my show. I'm going to get into this. I'm going to break it down. So it is what it is. Um, some people don't like that they are rejected in the community. So they don't know where to stand at. That's why I stand alone, always have and always will. It's about pursuing peace. Exactly. Having a grown conversation, but you have to look at the person also, One Love. You have to look at the person because everybody's not ready to receive. They go back to everybody is
Every,
not ready to receive common sense or normalcy. With normal people, you can have a grown conversation. Some
mhm.
people are just not normal. They think, oh, I'm the victim. Everybody's against me. That's your bad perception. That's where assuming can go be wrong. And well, love, if you want to tap in, the phone line is there. And anybody else, the phone line is there. Then it was, oh, Sparkle was throwing shade. How the hell was I throwing shade when all I said was sometimes ignore people? How the fuck is that throwing shade? See, people got to know what shade is. And you wouldn't even, if you're not supposedly not in the community, you wouldn't know what the fuck shade is. That's the gag.
Right.
You wouldn't know what shade is if you ain't in the community. See, they take a lot of our stuff. And let me say this Lil Kim, stylist, did a lot of her stuff. And a lot of men started dressing that way. That's why you can be now that's a good way. If you start dressing that way, like if you see a man that's has a little feminine stuff on or may have something like I see a lot of men now have what do you call them things? Man bags. I call them purses, merces, or whatever the hell they started calling them. You would assume that they are either bisexual. Well, One Love, come up here real quick as a woman. I want to hear from a natural woman's perspective. You would assume, I would assume, I don't know, Eagles, if you would assume that maybe they play for the other team. I don't know. I want to hear her perspective real quick. Um, but I would assume that most people would assume that they got a working brain. Would assume that,
But
you know.
looks
But go
can be
ahead.
deceiving.
Mhm.
Looks can be deceiving. We cannot judge always um, by what someone has because it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it is. People assume that I am gay because I have a light voice, and it's just not true. We cannot always judge a book by its cover until we open that book and start reading the pages of a person's life. Um, I'm going to go back to the fact.
Oh, hold on 1 sec. I'm sorry. And speaking of reading, see, because reading came from our community. It came from not just the beef sector. Shout out to Maddie with the fatty and not Kaya. You know, reading came from the LGBT community. It was something that was in our community that was,
Mhm.
oh, girl, you looking cunt tonight or you looking fish tonight. First of all, and a lot of these hetero people, not saying that not saying that they can't, but people would assume, okay, you know a little bit too much about the shade and the reading and the, ooh, girl, what's the tea? Can you give us the tea?
Mm,
You know a little bit too much to say that they hate, you know, that
right.
they. And now she said, I'm tired of all this more girl. You gonna shop down?
Mm,
Child. And all that child and all of that people do. You're in the community. You're a displaced part of the community, but you're in the community. Because most, I ain't never heard Eagle say child or girl. I never heard Eagle say that as a heterosexual man. And like you said, and I'm glad you brought that up. You know that's
mhm.
what because I kept trying to think why people keep just trying to pinpoint. Because at first I thought it was just me. People gonna throw darts at you, but they're gonna do that anyway because they not content with themselves.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Tell I said hello. Yeah, sugar mom. Yeah, tell I said hello. Um, but like I said, these, people will make bad assumptions. That's the negative way to make assumptions. Just like, oh, Sparkle was throwing shade. First of all, Sparkle don't throw shade unless I need to. Okay, because and if you can pick up that well what I'm throwing down, then I don't know what to tell you because just like I said, people can assume I'm talking about one situation when I know a multitude of people. The same thing can happen with 5 different people. And I
Mm,
never put names on it. Because, see, like I said, I may have to just start putting names. Oh, Susie, me and Susie was having a conversation, and she thought she knew more than me about healthcare or hair care or beauty or fashion. And like
right.
One Love said, some people need to seek understanding others' perception, and they do. I mean, we all need to seek to understand the other person's perception. Exactly. And
Yeah.
like she said, um, it was great the conversation she had with Jason. I didn't know, I thought it might go a little left because Jason, he in my assumption, let me
Mm,
put that. I thought he was in his feelings, just like Lady Blue, just like Mookie, uh, um, was in their feelings about her having a conversation with the clown Booger and Danielle. And nothing's wrong with the conversation. Danielle started, and he still wants to have a conversation with me. But see, the difference is they want to control and make their narrative the right narrative, and it's simply not true. You know, y'all just coming back reactions. That's y'all in y'all emotions. And people don't like to hear the truth. And that people have said that a lot. People don't like to hear the truth.
right.
And it's true. If I told you, if I know you doing something wrong and um you come back and say, I'm not doing that wrong. I'm watching you do this. It's like I'm watching you rob a bank and I say you shouldn't do that.
Right.
You're gonna come back and tell me, oh, you didn't see that, you don't know that. I'm watching you do it.
Right.
Like a liar. I'm watching you lie. I'm watching you not take accountability.
Mm, my.
And I know I ain't going fucking crazy. Shit. I know Eagles ain't going crazy.
Nope.
But that's why you gotta discern. Now that's where a good judgment or some shit come in. Discern who you interact with, like Lady D was saying. Because
Right.
there was shots thrown at her too. Oh, the Bible thumpers. Everybody, just because people profess the Bible, that don't mean they live it. And just because people don't profess the Bible, don't mean they live it. And then I know Hebrew Israelite, like Captain Zazariak was brought up. Uh, uh, well, an example is Captain Zazariak because that's the set. That's the sect. Because there's different forms of the Hebrew Israelite. It's not just one form. Because I was ignorant and I assumed that too. It's just people that stand on the corner and yell their perceptions and their feelings.
Right.
And people take the Bible and they do that. That's why people are not
Hmm.
receptive to people who, oh, well, the Bible says this and the Bible says that. You can't take and beat somebody over the head. Like one love said, you can't beat
Absolutely
a
not.
dead horse. You can't make somebody, oh, Eagles, you should disassociate with Sparkle because Sparkle's in the LGBTQ community. Oh, you should disassociate with One Love because One Love's a woman. What?
Hmm.
That's control. That's freak narcissism. Control. If I can't control it, if I don't win, then it's not right.
Right. Right.
But go ahead, cause I don't know what you guys think.
But yeah, like I was saying, I was glad that you brought up the fact of stuff that I missed in the chat last night. If I can miss stuff in the chat, why is it I can't miss things through conversation? If I can respect that the person felt disrespected, why can't you accept the fact that I felt disrespected? Now people want to say that I'm not right, I'm wrong, um, that just saying crazy things. Here's my thing. Folks want to consider one person's feelings and say fuck Eagle's feelings. Fuck the way he perceived things. Fuck that he perceived it in one way, and then in the other conversation that I'm wrong for feeling the way I feel. How fair is that? My feelings don't count because I'm a minister. My feelings don't count. I have no reason to feel disrespected because I'm a minister, right? I'm supposed to be able to take it and have my cheeks slapped and then keep turning the other way, the other cheek, so that it can be slapped. That's not fair to me. And I'm standing here today to say that I respect the fact that he had that perceptive. I respect that. I get it and I understand. But it's not always what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you say, it's how you word things.
And like I said, people look at their own perception. They don't look at everybody else's. They choose to dismiss people. They choose to, I don't care how you feel. It's about how I feel. You know,
Right.
I've been disrespected by multiple people. Well, stop stalking people. Stop harassing people. And that goes really for Reed. But see, Reed wants to lick on him and suck on him. And he's mad at Jason because Jason, he's associated with Jason and not him.
And I'm sorry that Jason Paul has been caught
Now,
in the middle of this
yeah,
foolishness.
I'm just thoroughly
If
disgusted
people
because I feel
can
bad for Jason.
watch the video and see the disrespect that was given to Jason Paul, why
That's
is
just,
it
mm,
not able that that I was disrespected?
mhm.
So everybody that's want to jump on me and say how wrong I am and how I wasn't disrespected or whatever.
Nope.
How what y'all
And
think
like I
about what he
said,
did to Jason Paul?
yeah, and like I said, how does he feel? I want to know how he feels. Did he just take it and keep moving? See, people want you, oh, I said this, or I interrupted you, or you interrupted me, and no, that's just how we do. No, that's
Right.
not, that's toxic. Very toxic.
Mhm.
And I don't sit in that. I don't sit with that. Nobody's gonna keep if I keep telling you or keep saying, I don't care what people say. People are gonna say things. See, I have
Absolutely.
tough skin. I don't sit around and watch everything people do, fake pictures and AI, which people will be held accountable because AI tracks. That's why they set that in place. AI tracks when you're doing stuff for malicious content.
Hmm.
And yes, one of the people things in proper context and sequence, yes, but people are not going to do that. You have people that are going to put the chaotic demons are going to take stuff out of order and put stuff their way to try to form their narrative. That's what they're going to do. In a perfect world, yes, everybody will keep this happen first, which caused this to happen. That happened, which caused that to happen. But see, people will still ignore that. Every action
Hmm.
deserves a reaction. You don't control the reaction. The person that was hurt or affected controls the reaction. Period.
Absolutely.
If you don't want a reaction, don't do an action. And I said it before and I'll say it again. Whatever you can't handle, don't do. And that's been people's problem. They didn't have authority. They didn't have a figure to tell them this is wrong. You don't do this. When you do this, you'll get punished.
Hmm. And let me make this very clear:
But go ahead, because I need to
is
get
the
up.
fact that I have not said anything derogatory, defamatory, slanderous, or anything about this content creator. I've not said anything negative. So when the lies start saying that he over there talking about me in a negative way and all of this, it's a lie because I've said nothing negative about this person. And so my next thing is just not to even keep dwindling
Mm-mm.
and talking
And
about it.
when you keep harping on stuff like that, people want to do that, and they want to stay in that space of destruction to themselves, because that's all it's going to end up being. You think you're destroying people, you're destroying yourself. And like I
Mhm.
said, a lot was said last night, and it's been said before, and I paid attention. You know, when you can't forgive somebody or don't forgive somebody, God don't forgive you.
That's
God
it.
won't forgive you, and you've been cast out of the lake of life. And that's just what it is. You don't get to renders God's justice and God's wrath. When you can't forgive somebody, you don't have a conscience. Like I said, I forgive anybody and everybody that have talked about me, lied on me.
Exactly. You got to be able to forgive. And because you forgive does not mean that you got to keep that person in your life. You can
That's
forgive
right.
and let
And
them go
move on. And move on. That's
and move
called growth.
on peaceably.
Move on. Now my question is the forgetting part. Because I know a lady did say had said, and I brought it up to One Love. I'm gonna see if I can find that short video. She said, anybody that says that they don't, and maybe you can give me a perspective.
Mhm.
Anybody that says they forgive but don't forget, they didn't forgive. Now I don't know how to take that kind because I can see where One Love's coming from. Like you shouldn't forget.
Mhm.
Why would you forget? But I guess in a sense I can see where like God has thrown things in the sea of forgetfulness. You
Mhm.
should too.
True forgiveness allows you to forget,
Mm,
but keep moving on with your
mm,
life. But
mm,
give you a sight to see the thing when it approaches you
mm.
in the next
Say that.
situation. Let me say it again. Forgiveness allows you to forget. It allows you to forget. You forgive, you forget. True forgiveness allows you to forget. But it gives you the sight to see that very thing that you just came out of. It allows you to see it when it's coming again. Forgiveness is more for you than it is for them because it frees you when you allow yourself to forgive them and let go of what has happened. But it gives you a sight that you'll see it when it's coming and rising up again. There's no sin in forgiving and letting go. We do what we're supposed to do, what God requires, and that is forgiving. And you put the rest in God's hand. Hey, Mookie, I tried to reach out to you, uh, but a recording came up. But we got to forgive. We got to forgive. Because when we don't forgive, we block our own blessings. It's like a sink. If the sink is clogged, there's an indication that there is a level of unforgiveness. So our lives is like a sink. When our blessings have been stopped because of the clog within our life, unforgiveness holds that clog in our lives and keep us stagnated. But the moment that we forgive, it releases that clog and allows it to run out. And everything that has negative effect goes out with it. And a purification comes so that the blessings can come in. Now it's up to you to forgive or not forgive. That's all on you. If you want to be stagnated and your blessings to be locked up, fine, don't forgive. But if you really want to keep moving down the right road and be blessed, then let forgiveness come in and watch the clog in your life being ushered out and the blessings ushered in. But folks have a choice. No judgment on nobody's part that don't forgive or none of that. It's none of that. Yeah. But it is what it is. We all have a choice to make in life. And whether we make the right choice or not, that is up to you as the human being. But Jesus was beaten. And for the record, I serve a black Jesus, not a white Jesus. Jesus was beaten, had the hair ripped from his face. He was spat on. He was beaten and pushed and punched and whipped with a cat 9 whip, which has nails and glass in it. And he had a thorn placed on his head and nails in his hands and in his feet. And when he got to the cross, Jesus said, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." So if Jesus can say, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do," why can't we? I can forgive folks, but I can choose to forgive and not have you in my life. And that is my choice. And no one can make me feel bad about that. Nobody can make me feel ashamed or guilty about that. When we have reached a place of where enough is enough, things are going to shift. And I've reached a point where enough is enough. And I made the proper shift. And people don't have to like my decision. But again, let's be fair. If one feels that they were disrespected and you respect that, but you can't respect the fact that I felt that way. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Exactly. And what I say is, you got to consider people's feelings, and that's people's problem. Oh, it's just my feelings, the way I feel, the way I see it, the way I know. It doesn't work like that. That's not how the world works.
That's right.
And just like Eagle said, he got a right to deal with you or not deal with you. That person has a right to not deal with people, and vice versa. People have a right not to deal with him.
That's right.
You don't get to choose what you do to people and then not what people do to you. Every action deserves a reaction. And the shade
Mm-hmm.
that was thrown, because I know it went from a multitude of people, Bible thumpers and this, that, and the third. People are going to
Mm-hmm.
promote the Bible.
And I'll be a
Whether you,
Bible thumper. I'll be a Bible thumper.
yeah, I'll be whatever you
That's not
want
the
me to
worst
be.
I've been
Honey,
called.
I'll have the house image, all of that. All of that. But the gag is like, even with UP, you know, she's getting the shots. Um, like I just went over you, she's getting the shots. And my thing is,
I shared with you,
mm,
JP, that I didn't want to make things
all right, let me see. I'm invited to come up today.
uncomfortable or tense in
Mm,
your chat. And when I thought about it, I said that no, I'm not going to do that because I have too much respect
mm-hmm,
for JP to do that.
mm-hmm,
If all he had to do was come up, I was going to stop the live and we was going to talk backstage.
mm,
But he didn't want to do that. He wants to the
mm-hmm,
control the narrative. Nobody was up there and nobody was going to attack him. Nobody was up there but you and me.
mm-hmm. My thing is this. First of all, he tried to place the blame on you, Jason Paul, and I hope you see this and take it to heart. He's basically blaming everything on you. If you wouldn't have opened your mouth, you're the problem. So I hope you see that and take that to heart, because the way you were disrespected last night on your at your own house, if it was vice versa, and you said some of the stuff he said, I would be ashamed. And I'm just giving it to you real. I would be ashamed. But see, that's called making choices to who you are around. And you can choose to still
How
deal
was
with
you
him.
disrespected? You oh, oh, oh wow.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So maybe you didn't hear or you didn't see all of the shade and the shenanigans that was thrown at you. First of all, your marriage has nothing to do with anybody. That's all I'm going to say, because I don't choose to get into it. Because if you don't feel disrespected, then I don't know what to tell you. Because I damn sure was disrespected for you. But see, that's that person's MO, whether you choose to see it or not. I
And
don't have
and
time for that.
and let me say this: the way that I saw him treating you
Mm,
made it was one of the reasons why I refused to come, because if I had come up there,
hmm
he was going to try the same with me, and I wasn't going to go for it.
Yeah, and he had respect not to in a choice not to visit your, not to respectfully decline coming to your house. And everybody has that right. Nobody's gonna deal with, oh, you gonna tell me what to do. Yeah, everybody's not gonna do that. Everybody's not gonna do that, JP. And that's what people need to get the understanding. And like I said, you could tap in, the phone line is right there. You could tap in, but you can't tell people how to feel when they're blatantly disrespected. And then he holds things and he doesn't
Okay,
forgive.
he did, but the way things were said was disrespectful.
Thank you. It's not that what he said is how he said it. And people are not going to bow down to that. He's been doing it for a long time. And you can't tell nobody how to look at it. Because even One Love felt disrespected. You don't just come up and tell people because you're upset and you perceive things one way that, oh, and you got one more, like you're a kid. He's not on your birth certificate. Like you're a kid. If somebody did it to him, he would have a fit. So, like I said, you should make that choice, whether you choose to associate or not. And I'm not telling you what to do, because some people have toxic friends and toxic people. I'm just not going. That's why I came up and I was respectful, because he came, well, I'm not going to argue with you, Spot. I'm not arguing with you either. I don't see you. I don't see you.
Let me say this, because see, I don't want you in the
What
middle.
lady on Jay Wilson's platform? What lady? What lady? Because obviously she probably came at me. I don't just come at people. And see, that's people sitting around watching and don't know how things work.
I don't want you in the middle of this mess, JP. So
Now,
that you don't
hold,
have to
hold
take
on one
any
second,
more.
Eagles. What you said, people know how I get down. And because I expressed a feeling, that's my feeling. Like you're saying, that person expressed his feelings. That's my feeling. Because when you are disrespecting a multitude of indigenous people, then that's what you do. Now, whoever else you're talking about, it probably was something from the past, and that lady had to do or say something. I don't just disrespect people. And there's a lot of hypocrisy going on around here. Mookie offered to mediate, but Mookie's sick. So how do you offer to mediate? I don't know. But anyway, like I said, I don't bow. Everybody has a different perception, and everybody's not going to tolerate the way people say things. It's the way you say it. It's the way you say it. And see, that's sitting around stalking and don't know what's going on. I don't just come at people. I don't do that. And I've said that multiple times. I don't come at people. And if you don't look at that as disrespect, then I don't know what to tell you. And like I said, Mookie, I don't know, and Mookie, I don't know if you did offer because I know you've been under the weather, but it is what it is. But I don't even think Eagles
His
just is Eagles, and he has his feelings. And like I said, he gave you enough respect not to come up and tear up your house.
here's my thing. I don't want anybody else
Hmm.
in the middle of this mess.
Hmm.
Um, I don't, because I don't want anybody else being attacked or
Hmm.
whatever. I I don't want that for nobody.
Hmm.
Um, because after what I saw last night, it was nightmarish for me,
Hmm.
and it was triggering to me for the respect disrespect that I got.
Hmm.
Um, and at this time and at this point, I am not even interested in having a conversation.
And that's your right and your choice. That's
So
your right and your choice. Because first of all, and see, for that to be thrown up, oh, a person on Jay Wilson, they know how I get down. If you come at me, I'm going to come at you. Period. The same way he did last night. So you don't get to, oh, be a hypocrite and all this other stuff. Because there's a lot of hypocritical stuff that can be thrown out into the light. And I'm going to leave it there because I wouldn't sit around, oh, I got conversations on people. Anything you got on me, put it out. Because what I said once, I'll say it 65 times and I'll say it to the person. And if I say it, it will be bad. Very bad. That's why I've censored myself a lot, like Tommy used to tell me. Because I'm used to being straight up, whether you like it or not, just like he was last night. You don't think people were offended last night? Oh, Bible thumpers, and you throwing a whole Christian community under the bus. So
hmm,
where's the hypocrisy in that? And that went for a multitude of people, and Lady D included. And that ain't who you want to mess with. See, people sit around watching and listening like they patrol people. If you don't know the situation, then sometimes it's best to just sit back. And like I said, I don't just come after people just for nothing. Somebody has to say something or do something. Every action causes a reaction. Like he felt a negative assumption action was done to him, and now he threw up all kind of old stuff. Oh well, oh, uh, you let Danielle come up there and see all this old built up stuff, like what Eagle just said, comes out. It wasn't just this situation which he blamed you. And I don't understand how you don't see that, which he blamed you. Ain't no grown man gonna say, should tell another grown man what to say and what to do. And Mookie, I did ask you a question in the chat. I don't know if you see it, but Eagle said from his mouth, and you can say it again, Eagles, because I don't want to speak for
right.
you. He's not interested.
I'm not interested in having any conversation because I don't want to deal with having my words twisted and turned and then be blamed for everything. I'm just not. I'm not going to do that.
And like I said, everybody's perception is different.
And I
But
have said clearly, I respect the fact that his perspective of things made him feel disrespected. I said, I respect that. I get it. I respect it. But nobody respects the fact that I felt disrespected by his behavior and his actions. Now,
mhm.
forgetting the fact that he didn't come up last week, but I offered him the platform to come up
Mm-hmm.
last night,
Mm-hmm.
and for him to say he wasn't speaking about me, he was talking to Jason Paul. Fine,
Mm.
but why couldn't you choose to come up last night and have a conversation?
And I wasn't up there because there wasn't no jumping because I don't know who he said was going to jump him. That's a negative perception because that's what you're used to. That's what you're used to. But somebody to say that because I wasn't even up there and I wasn't going to try to jump him. I know how to go on mute and stay on mute. Now, if somebody comes at me like Danielle did in a situation with Tupac and Biggie, he knows nothing about besides what he heard and what he think is played up and what was done. That's different. Because I was there from the beginning. That's why I don't do California. Okay? Never saw Whitney Houston's body, touched her body. See, a person like that is toxic, and it'll take you time, probably, Jason, to see it. Because people have this perception, or this, not perception, this manipulation tactic. Oh, everybody's against me. Everybody don't like me. And they'll use that over and over and over again. How many times I dealt with a lot of shit and just didn't say that's why I sit back and watch. And once again, Mookie, I would like to know if that's true. And it ain't about giving no ops, nothing, because we're not in an op war with people. I don't see people, period. It ain't about giving the ops nothing to talk about. They don't have nothing to talk about. That's evidence. And just like One Love respected your way of feeling the way you felt about having a clown and Danielle up on her platform. It's her platform.
And not mine. It was never planned that they would be on my platform. Because as far as I'm concerned, they can never hit my link. And if they ever hit it, they're gonna be booted out.
Because everybody don't take certain levels of disrespect. And it's how people were disrespected. Just like with Lady Blue. I know she feels some type of way. But like I said, that's One Love's platform. One Love can do what she want. You don't control people's lives. Some people will let you control their lives, but I'm not one of them. And what I do with other people is what I do with other people. You don't know the history behind stuff. You don't know how the beefing sector works. Period. Now, Mookie, I would like to know if you offered to mediate because I didn't hear that. I didn't even think you came in Eagles chat.
Praying for peace. I, I'm wholeheartedly in agreement with that, Mookie. But I don't see no peace arising in this situation.
It's called
I
people can't
just
stand on their square. Be bold enough. You bold enough to say it. Be bold enough to stand in it. Because that could be disrespectful and hypocritical. This disrespect that was thrown towards Christians.
and
There are
and
firm Christian believers out there. Now we may not all believe what they do, what they say. They may be hypocrites in some people's eyes. That's your perception. That's your opinion.
and I'm not making no assumptions with nobody at this moment. But what I will say is, if folks want to pull away from me, it's okay. I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm not going to have no type of feelings about it. Uh, but if folks want to disassociate with me, that's fine. I respect that decision.
Mhm.
I really do. I respect folks' decisions. I'm not in the business of forcing people to stay where they don't want to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And it breaks my heart. And I'm just gonna say it breaks my heart that JP has been caught in the middle of this, and at some form, you, Mookie, have been pulled apart of this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want none of that. I
Yeah,
don't want
but
your relationship with him to be affected. I
and like
want
I said, and I'm sorry,
you
I could have chose not to deal with him for a while because I was disrespected with a phone call that never was supposed to see the light of day. I was disrespected. So it's only when you're disrespected that it matters? No. And that's not only his, that's a lot of people's problem. Y'all don't look at other people's, put yourself in other people's shoes. And like I said, JP and Mookie, I'm sad that y'all are bought into this, but Eagles, this has no bearing on you. This is how people do. They'll do shit to you, and then it's everybody else. It's not me. It's everybody else.
but
And people are beginning to see the pattern.
I just want to know if others felt disrespected. Are they going? Would they continue a relationship with someone if you felt disrespected on different levels with different circumstances and situations? How would you handle it? Would you stay or would you go?
I would like I said, it would be the level for me. And
Hmm.
it's funny because he was just up on my platform, but you don't like the LGBTQIA community. So why are you always around? You got your feelings towards you got that Hebrew Israelite feeling, and that's your perception, that's your thing. But why are you always sitting around a LGBTQIA person? I don't sit around people I don't like. I don't sit around people I don't like. I don't watch TV shows that I don't like.
And I'd like to know how many have been in my chat and have felt like I was just tolerating you and not celebrating you, that I didn't make you feel welcome, that I didn't show my appreciation for your support being there. How I just want to know how many folks have felt that way. Now, some folks have felt that way, but they were being disrespected to the people, to a person in my chat. And when I said something about it, now I become the evil person. Why is it that everybody gets to say what they want to me, insult me, offend me, disrespect me, and I don't get to respond and reply in the way that I feel? Why am I supposed to be somebody's punching bag and come out with knots all on top of my head and all up bruises all over my body from the disrespect? And that's okay. I'm not saying that you feel that way, Mookie, or JP feels that way, but there are folks that feel like I should be be punched and bruised up and knotted up and not feel any type of way. When that happens to me, I'm just supposed to fall on my knees and pray and keep allowing people to abuse me, to use me as their punching bag. And when I say that, I mean by the words that are used that are like a punch. I can take a punch and keep on moving. But how long do I have to let people say things and insinuate things about me before I say enough is enough? Why do I need everybody's permission to cut folks off when I felt disrespected? When people make statements like, if you didn't want me there, you should have said something. I never said that. I welcomed him to my platform because it was my platform. But then you then say to me and insinuate that I brought you up there for people as a setup for people to offend you and talk about you like I'm playing in your face or something. Like this is a game to me. Instead of asking me the question.
And you know where that comes from? That comes from people being toxic so long that they're so used to everybody being against them. And that's how he portrays it to everybody. That's how he portrays it. So
Yeah.
that way he can stay in good with everybody. That's why he's so, oh, let me run like the devil running to and fro. Let me go watch Jay Wilson and see what Sparkle gonna say. Let me go run and watch this person and see what Sparkle gonna say. But you can't stand Sparkle. You can't even use Sparkle's proper pronoun. You
But then
can't give Sparkle the respect. So why are you up Sparkle's ass? Like all of them.
whatever issue that he had or felt he had with you should have been addressed with you,
Thank
not
you.
me.
Because I'm a grown ass woman. I can take it. But see,
Because
that shows the coward. People want to throw it off on you and then throw it back off on JP. Which is I don't understand how he has not seen the disrespect. Or maybe that's the way y'all get down, because people do get down like that. Okay? People do get down like that. But know a person before you start assuming, oh, this is this way on this platform. This is this. Everybody runs their houses differently. And as far as the relationship with me and Jay Wilson, that got nothing to do with nobody. If you don't know a situation, stop running around monitoring and stalking people. You don't know how things work. You don't know how things work. It's your perception of what's being done or what's being said. And you have a right to that. Everybody got a right, but that's a negative egg on your face assumption. That's why I try not to assume. I'll ask questions. That's what we have a mouth for, to ask. Just like he did before something was said. Reed said y'all was pulling away from me. Reed, who the fuck listens to Reed? Reed is mad because he wants to suck your private parts. And he feels Jason is standing in the way. Let's see if they'll address that.
oh Lord, this
But
is
Mookie, I don't. You can try to mediate, but that's not. Well, now it's no point. Sometimes people just need to stay out of it. For the greater good. And I understand your point, Mookie. If you did offer to mediate, But sometimes some things don't need mediation. When people go one way and the other one go the other way. And Eagles has always done that. And I even kind of, get upset, not upset, get like a little irritated with him because
Mm,
sometimes people don't need mediation. You go your way, I go my way. That's the way it has to come down to. Because last night it's like, okay, if you had an issue with me, you had plenty of times to click my link. But this has just been something that's been festering and premeditated. Just like with other people that came, oh, I love the way you dance and all that fun. I seen it a mile away.
okay, I,
That don't
I
mean
I
I
get
seen
that.
nothing. Who was that? Yeah,
I
exactly. Well,
will,
if you want to tap, if you can tap in, the phone line is open. Let me drop it again because I need to hear your perspective.
I'll
Because if you,
explain.
yeah, but yeah, it's a lot. But
You
hold on. I'm
come up.
sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, you can
No,
come up
I'm
real
saying if
quick
he comes up, if he
if
if
he
he
chooses
feels
to.
comfortable coming up, I'll
Hmm.
explain. If not, I'll still explain
Hmm.
what the situation was because it's messy, and I don't want anybody to feel caught in the middle of it. Um, that's not what this is all about. But this is what happened, Mookie. Last week, Saint Michael called me. Rather, he texted me to ask me if I could go live. At first, because I was doing some things, I said no because I wanted to try to get those things out of the way. But then I said, for his peace, I would do it so that he could get it off his chest and have rest. So I told him that I would go live at 8 o'clock so he could express himself, get it off his chest so that he could have peace and rest. So at at 8 o'clock we went live. I allowed Michael to say what he had to say. And at some point, Sparkle asked to come up. Michael said that he was going to drop down and let Sparkle come up. Sparkle came up, and what I perceived as a conversation about Danielle, Danielle, Michael felt like Sparkle was subliminally talking about him and addressing him.
And let me say this, like I said before. See, some people are so premeditated and sloppy or not careful that they expose themselves. Before I even came up there, he said, I'll come back up. He said, I'll drop and let Sparkle come, and you can let Sparkle come up, but I'll come back up
If you want
if
me
you
to.
want me to. Now, after your supposed quote unquote phone call, why didn't you come back up? See, he wants to control. That's the form of control. And see, Mookie, that's why I've highlighted this comment. Mookie didn't even know what's going on, but he
Right.
just got thrown into it. Because I don't even believe he, in my perception, believe he was even picked to mediate. So see, there's kid games going on here. And anything Michael wanted to come back up and say, he could have said. But the conversation wasn't nowhere near about Michael. We were talking about JP and what he should do. And it went to Danielle in them. It was not about Michael. He wants to make it about him because he does not like me. If you don't like me, stay the fuck away from me. And I'm almost, excuse me, because I'm almost tempted to say something. And I'm not, out of respect for Eagles. And it is my house. But like I said, when it was thrown up last night, all the revelations came out. Oh, uh, you let Danielle up before to disrespect me. You don't get to come up there after he had 3 hours. That's what it's really about. And you said it last night. But you hold stuff and then, oh, I can't forgive nobody. I can't forget. So stay in your own lane. Don't deal with people. Don't talk to people. Don't do anything. Since everybody is on you. Everybody can't understand you. Everybody don't like you in your perception. And like I said, it went from it was my fault to it was Eagles' fault. Then it went from it was Eagles' fault to it was JP's fault. And I don't understand how Jason don't see that or not trying to see that. You have to deal with that. We don't have to deal with that. And he's not the only one that really don't like me. I don't sit around, if I don't, and I don't like mushrooms, because I got tricked one time thinking it was a damn anchovy. If I don't like somebody,
Lord, I'm
I'm not
sorry.
sitting around them. I know, right? I'm not sitting around them monitoring them, seeing where they go. Let me see where I can get some faults so I can come back and throw it up to people. I don't do that. And like I said, people tell on themselves. And Mookie,
So
I'm hurt that you were thrown in this and you don't even know what's going on. You were resting. Now you were supposed to mediate. Now who's lying? Mookie said he didn't even know what the hell was going on.
let me finish telling
Go ahead. Oh
Mookie
yeah,
so
go
you
ahead.
get
Sorry.
an understanding. And so he got a phone call that he was taking. I don't expect you to stop your phone call to come back up. But at least when your phone call is over with, let me know if you're coming up. Now, though he was on the phone, he has other devices where he could have typed in the chat that I'm on the phone on an urgent call. Fine. I would have said, well, when your call is over with, you can come back up for final words. He started texting me, and the texts were, if you didn't want me up on your platform, you should have said that. Um, is there a problem with me coming up on your platform and expressing myself? Goes on to say that I don't have time for this playing and stuff. If you didn't want me on your platform, then you should have said that. I'm going to stick with JP. I'm going to stick with him and his platform, period. I was asking, what was the subliminal messages that he perceived that was coming out. He would never answer me. And so for you to tell me that you're not going to stay somewhere where you're not, where you are tolerated and not celebrated, that is disrespectful to me. Even the fact that for you to say that you just want to stay with JP platform, period, that's it. Fine, I respect that. But you're blaming me for something that someone else said that I happened to miss and to see as subliminal. I saw it as just having a conversation. So exit out that. Okay, fine. You had the call. Fine. I invited him up on my platform last night so that we could have a conversation about it. I was going to end the live and talk backstage, but he refused, and that's fine. That's fine with me. We all have a right to decline from coming back up or going up on somebody's platform. That's fine. But in my perspective, when you say to me that you're going to stick with JP's platform and you're going to go where you're celebrated, where you are not tolerated but celebrated, fine. That says to me that you're ending it, whatever this was, that you're ending it. At that moment, I said, fine, it's over. He's over it, I'm over it. So I removed his wrench. And because he wanted to control the narrative, to not come up there on my platform, but to come over on JP's platform, I would have done that, but I watched how, in my opinion and my perspective, how disrespectful he was to JP. So I figured that if I go up there, hit the link and go up, he gonna be just as disrespectful to me as he was to the host. And I had already been disrespected enough through the text. Now, if nobody sees that as disrespect, sees what he said as disrespect, that's fine. I'm not mad at you. I'm not angry with you. But the point is, I respect the fact that he felt disrespected. But he can't respect the fact that I felt disrespected by the things that he said to me. And everything has now become my fault. And then JP's fault. He did not consider that maybe his wording was disrespectful. Everybody else is disrespectful towards him, but he's not disrespectful towards me. And it has nothing to do with Sparkle or One Love. My decision was made because of the way things were worded in the text that made me feel disrespected. And for him to declare that I allowed Danielle to come up there and disrespect him is a lie. Because before I could even respond, he starts screaming, this, look, that's what I'm talking about. You let him disrespect me on your platform. And he kept saying it. And I kept saying that I'm about to handle it. But I couldn't get to it quick enough. Because I'm telling him I'm about to handle it. So if that's not disrespect, and if no one finds what he said to me in his text disrespectful, again, that's okay. I'm not angry at nobody. Folks may not perceive that it was disrespectful, what he said to me. Folks may find it disrespectful on my part that I missed and wasn't aware that subliminal messages was quote unquote supposedly going forth. So you didn't want to talk to me last week, come up and talk about it, and then you didn't want to talk about it last night. But now I'm a Bible thumper and all of this stuff. I've not called him not one name. I've not said anything negative about him except that I felt disrespected. And the fact that he felt disrespected, I respect that. And I understand his feelings. But nobody wants to accept that I felt disrespected. Folks wants to surround him and say, fuck how Eagles may have felt. It's fuck me and surround him. If people can see how disrespectful that they feel that I allowed something to happen, but they can't see how I feel disrespected, it's unfair. But I'm good with it. It's fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. I ain't the pastor. I ain't the minister. I'm a Bible thumper. And I'm all of this. So at this point, I have no olive branch to extend. I have no olive branch. And at this point, I don't desire to have a conversation with him. I just want to be left alone. I love him and I'm praying for him. But it's time that we just go our separate ways, because two people that feel disrespected is not a good place to be. And clearly you're telling me how you think about me in that text. So I desire not to have any conversation, because everything is going to be my fault. Everything's going to be put on me, the Bible thumper. And I'm quite sure soon the evil one, the demon, And that's what happened. And like I say, I don't believe in holding folks hostages. If folks want to disassociate with me, that's okay. I'm not bothered by that. But my thing is that people need to know the whole story before you start jumping to attack me. And I'm not saying that that's what you're doing, Mookie, because it's clear that you didn't know what was going on and what was happening. And at this point, I am very, 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 very sorry that you are caught in the middle of this. And I'm very, very sorry that JP is caught in the middle of it. But it's going to be what it's going to be. And I already know that I'm going to be drugged. I'm going to be talked about. And just remember that I've not said one negative thing about it. But he has every negative thing to say about me. When I respect the fact that you felt that disrespected, but you don't respect the fact that I felt disrespected in any form or fashion. What the fuck I got to feel disrespected for, huh? When I allowed somebody to disrespect him. I'm not about to play these games. And just like everybody else on here that call themselves trying to beef with me will be ignored and continue to be ignored. So whatever things he's got to say about me, it will be ignored. I will not be addressing none of it. I'm not a minister. I'm a Bible thumper. Then you want to try to use the word to try to manipulate me. That don't work. Don't work on me. I am forgiven, but I'm letting go. There's no way that I can be disrespected by other people and cut them off and not do the same in this instance. But my thing is, if you got a problem with somebody else, you deal with it with them, not me. I gave the example last night on how I was on a friend's platform. And their friend came up. Their friend disrespected me. I didn't blame my friend. I blamed the one that was saying things about me. Me and my friend is still good because I can't blame my friend for the opinions and thoughts of one of her guests. When in fact that she didn't even realize that the person was speaking about me. When she found out that the person was speaking about me. She said, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. But I can understand their standpoint. Because somebody that's supposed to be my friend, I don't want them in somebody else's chat that's speaking ill about me and dragging me and speaking negatively about me. And then she asked me, would that bother me? And I told her, I said, oh no, oh hell no, that wouldn't bother me. That wouldn't bother me because I don't care what people say. It doesn't matter what people say about me because I know who I am and whose I am. And whether people believe I'm the real deal or not, that's your choice. And I respect that. But as Sparkle would say, you don't feed me, you don't finance me. And you damn sure don't fuck me. So it really don't matter. So none of that really matters to me. He wants to talk when he wants to talk, not when I want to talk. And so I'm just not interested in it. I want him to go his way and I'm going to go my way. And I'm going to keep it moving. Point blank. Period. Things ain't got to be this jacked up shitty fuck show. We can move on in peace. Folks that take his side, that's fine. Folks that want to think that I'm this horrible guy and all of this, that's fine too. But people's opinions about me will not affect me. It don't bother me, I ain't gonna bother him. But at this point, I'm choosing to move on with my life and my content. That's all. That's it. That's all. I can't do no more. And people gonna say that you ain't no pastor, you ain't no minister, because all of this. But I just because I'm a minister don't mean that I got to be a punching bag. That I have to be disrespected by folks. Just because I'm a minister don't mean that I have to take abuse and disrespect from people. And it really makes no difference what I say because it's just going to be him and his thoughts, and he's right and I'm wrong. I would like to know how people would handle the situation if they walked in my shoes. Because I don't believe nobody on this app, in this chat, on this app, nowhere is going to feel disrespected and still hold on to that association or that friendship. And those that do, no judgment. I don't condemn. But for me, I felt just as disrespected at the wording. Because in my perspective, you're making me look like I'm agreeing with something that I didn't perceive as what you perceived it as. I can respect the fact that you feel disrespected. And I'm sorry that you felt that way. I am sorry you felt that way. But I'm not going to be held up and put out there as a whooping post for folks to whoop on me because they feel like I have no right to feel disrespected. I shouldn't feel that way because I felt like I was being attacked. Nobody, I'm not doing that. So it is what it is. And however it's going to be in the future, it's going to be that way. My skin is tough. I can take all that's will be put out there about me. So I'm quite sure now I'm really going to be a pedophile and a gay pastor, along with Bible thumper and all of this foolishness. But whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. Because I'm not tuning in to see nothing. I don't watch, folks. When I cut you off, I cut you off. I don't move over into your bushes and sit there and watch. Because I know that I'm going to be spoken of negatively. And because of that, I don't tune in. If I don't like what I'm watching on television, or if I don't like the movie that I'm watching, I can just change the channel, stop the movie, and find something else. And at this point, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the channel and keep it moving. Can't tell nobody else what to do, but I can stand and keep it moving. And that's what I plan to do. It's too much going on in this world. And when I made the decision to cut it off and move on with my life, there was peace. I didn't have to struggle with that decision. And if I'm wrong, God will deal with me. But I got a lot going on outside of this app, and it's too much going on in the world for me to be running down this path of being a punching bag through disrespect. And again, if nobody sees it being disrespectful, I respect that. I wholeheartedly respect that. But I'm going to take myself and move over into my corner of YouTube and get back to my assignment. Um, it started last week and it continued this week in my live that I had about when should a content creator be held accountable for another guest's opinion. So yeah, I asked him to come up yesterday, and he didn't, and I'm okay with that. I am definitely okay with that. But yeah, that part happened. It took place yesterday, and I'll say this, Mookie, if you can choose to watch the video, you can even go back and watch the the live that I did with him, called All Lies Documented, and then you can make your own decision whether you feel that I'm wrong or I'm right. And I have nothing against I have nothing against nobody, not even him. I'm just willing to forgive and keep it moving. And as I stated earlier, that there's no sin in forgiving folks and letting them go. It's not. But I know somebody said that they didn't like that I did something. I wasn't too sure about it, what it was that they didn't like about my life. They said I did something that I wasn't too sure about it. But it's okay. It's okay. I want peace. And right now, this the only way to get that peace, in my opinion, is to move on. And that's what I plan to do. I don't plan to have conversation of over conversation about this because as for me, it's over with now. And all I wanted to do was just get back to my assignment and move forward. And there will be no more mention of him by me after today. My content will not be about him. My shorts won't be about him. Because number one, I don't believe in doing all of that. I don't believe in doing videos to discredit somebody or to rebut things. Just like with Danielle and them, I ignore them. Anything that's been negatively said about me through him will be ignored. And all that wants still want to support me, thank you. Because I will be supporting you all. But I will say that I won't I won't join panels that he's on because it's going to be tension. And I'm not trying to do that. Bring tension into somebody else's home. I'm not willing to do that because I have too much respect for the other content creators um, that I know. So Mookie, I would never bring that type of tension and confusion to your platform. And JP, I would never bring that type of confusion and tension to your platform because I have too much respect for the both of you. And if I just
Mm.
happen to end up in a chat and he's there, I'll drop out. I won't enter into the chat.
Mhm.
I'll stay in the
Yeah, because
bushes.
and let me say this, and thank you for holding it down. I just try to get back in there, always kicking me out my own house, chef. But I love it. Thank you for holding it down. Make sure y'all subscribe to Eagles because he will be doing a clean out your closet. I think it's what today is. But I can never
It,
remember what the 17th or the 18th. What
today
today is?
is
Shit.
16th, the
16th,
16th.
16th. So the
It'll be the
22nd,
22nd.
I believe.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's the
22nd,
22nd
yeah.
at eight
Yeah,
fifteen.
because I think you did it a week apart. So you did your show last night and then a week apart. Yeah, the 22nd, y'all. If you could drop your link, Eagles, if anybody could drop it, one of the tucks or dresses. And let me say this, Mookie, I apologize for you being pulled into stuff because you didn't know nothing about it, according to you. And I believe that. And like I said, I believe that, you know, he did a broad generalization, which is not right for people to do. Not saying that people can't do it. Let me rephrase this, because people will do it. People will do a lot of things. They will make up lies. They will twist truths. They will do this to fit their narrative. Now he got a right to feel the way he feels. I actually feel the same way regarding people that take the Bible and use it for their benefit. And I also say this, nobody hates him. They just people just not well, let me speak for me.
I
choose
don't
not
know.
to deal with that. Yeah, try choose not to deal with that chaos and confusion. It's like when he said, "Oh, well, you could come up here. I mean, I'm gonna let you let Sparkle up, and I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not arguing with you. That's people's misconception of me. Everywhere I go, I don't argue. Now, if it's a place and I know my surroundings and I know how they get down, see, that's why people don't know everything. And then I respond accordingly. If you give me negative energy and give me that type of time, then I'll give it back to you. And most people, when they throw shade, real shade, because that's over in the belly of the beast, the west side, which most people don't go and stand in the paint and they never will. They that's what they do. And you don't know if they're playing, you don't know if it's serious, you don't know what it is. So don't assume. I see 10 people watching. Thank y'all. Please hit that love button, sparkle that like button, and make sure y'all subscribe to Eagle Soaring High, Fireside Chats, and also subscribe to Mookie and Jason Paul if you choose to. JP. Like I said, JP, I don't know where we stand regarding this. I hope you will be able to come up and give your take on things and let me know where we stand because like I said, I can politely remove myself because I go where I'm celebrated, not tolerated. And like I said, I feel bad for you, even if you don't know or how to feel bad for yourself. Because first of all, giving attention to the ops is saying, "Oh, I'm happy." Jason, he put that picture up of you, in that fire where he was supposed to be deceased. That's crazy. That's not funny, and that's not nothing to laugh at. That shows you the mindset of these people, because that's implicating that you're going to be unalived. That's sick. And like I said, I took up for him a lot of times, even with the Liz situation. And yes, she did start all of this shit because nobody was talking about them. I have other things to talk about. And my thing is, people shouldn't hide shit. Why don't you open your platform and express how you feel? That's my thing. Thank you, Eagles. Understand? I forgive. No, you good, Mookie. You good. I just don't like. I don't know if he's talking to you, Eagles. He said he could understand, he forgive. I don't know who talking to, Mookie. But like I said, people, and that's my thing. I'm just like Eagles. If you don't like me, stay away from me. This I don't understand. Reads horny, want to taste the BBC. Excuse my friend. Excuse me, Eagles. Perception of why you sit around and stalk people and do all the weird shit that you do. If you can't stand me, I'm such a faggot, and everybody's such a faggot. And what are you? What does that make you? It's like, and one thing, like I said, I will give Chandel this. She came back and apologized, and I have the proof, the email. Like I said, I think she was pulled into something too. Because anybody that has no peace in their life, they can't sleep, they always got to go at what everybody say. That's what I came up on Eagles and was saying. JP, ignore it. Michael, ignore it. See, people that gotta have attention on it, because that's giving the ops attention. When you're going back and forth, they hate that because they never had it in their lives. So this is what they do. They come on here and oh, now I'm a big dog. Now I'm this. Now I'm that. Let me come on here and have some sort of control. You cannot and will not control everybody. And Jason, I hope you take this to heart and get it and stand up because a lot of that stuff last night, whoever saw that, and I'm sure it was more people watching, it should have embarrassed people because I couldn't. And if that's how y'all play toxic, if that's how y'all play toxic, mm, mm. I
Let me
choose
say
not. And everybody not gonna deal with toxic relationships. You don't have to. Go ahead, Eagles. I'm sorry.
let me say this. But anybody interested in seeing the text, you won't see them from me because I'm not releasing them. I don't do things like that. I'm not releasing that. Not one piece of conversation we had in text as a receipt. I'm not doing that. I don't play those type of games. So if you if he decides to release it, fine. It don't even matter. But I am not gonna release uh, that conversation. I'm not doing it. I've shared with you what was in there, but I'm not gonna plaster them all over YouTube. I'm not, because I don't do stuff like that.
So that, yeah, like I said, that's respect. Cause see, if he was real messy and a Bible thumper, he could have did it. See, everybody's not like that. They don't put out recordings. They don't put out information that can get other people in trouble and have and will get other people in trouble. They don't do that. That's why you have to think before you say stuff. Think before you do stuff. And I responded to an accusation, and I have a First Amendment right to. So don't on that negative person's part. Don't assume I was the one. I'm the one. When it was more people from your camp that you rode for and got information for that turned around and snaked you. Okay? And like I said, there's snake and C Diddy. He just don't see it.
Mm.
And he wants to know. Trust me, that's why he kept coming over and watching and listening. People play dumb. Everybody ain't dumb. And like he said, his cousin Benji, I will give a shout out to Benji. Benji said Sparkle no a lot. I will say that. And she ain't lying. Now I just choose. I could have been came out here and splattered a lot of goddamn people. I'm not, because I am not that interested. And I'm not that vindictive. I don't got time for that shit. I just say what I need to say and keep it moving. If you don't like it, you shouldn't have did the action. Period.
And then here's another thing. I would like, people don't have to do it, because I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do and how to do it. But anything that's put out about me, anything that's been shelled out on this app about me, if you just want to know, you can come and ask me. And I will tell you if I said it or if it's the truth. Come and find out. If you have to, leave me a message on anything that's been put out about me. If you just want to really know the truth, just hit my videos up and leave me a message, and I'll let you
Yeah, leave a comment. And same thing for me. Like I said, and I told that's why I went under JP's comment video or something. And I said, I do not care what some people are gonna talk. They talked about Jesus. Who are we to Jesus? Whoever Jesus may be. If you think he white, if you think he black, if you think he green, you think he purple, if you don't believe in Jesus, they're still gonna talk about you. If you can't be talked about, please get off this app. Like I said, if you ain't effing, see, I ain't gonna say. I was gonna
Oh, I said it,
spell
so
it.
I'll
Look,
say it for you.
okay. Oh, damn, I didn't hear you. Well,
Including
if you ain't, well, you say it. If you ain't fucking,
financing or fucking me, it does
or
not matter.
oh, matter, okay? And let me say this: pastors curse, pastors cheat, pastors lie, pastors steal. Whether they in a cult, first cult, or not, people are going to do what they're going to do. Judges, lawyers, teachers, preachers, doctors, LGBTQIA, hetero, people do it. It's if you choose to deal with them. Period.
Period.
And I give not a fuck. Oh Lord. See, I'm still giving Eagles respect. Cause I want to, I want to go in, but I really don't. Cause it's like the situation. See, I'm still careful in my own damn house
First
because
off, don't
I don't
give
just
two
go to tear up
fucks
people's
what
house.
nobody say about me. I don't give two fucks about it. So
Oh,
moving along,
oh.
go ahead.
Yeah, but empty your closet. Yeah, make sure y'all come on. And if somebody could drop one love, hold on. Damn up. Thing, because I'm so anxious for her live, and her live definitely, like I told her, she definitely hit on loyalty. She said she want to do some lives, and I'm definitely interested in to see the lives that she want to do because it comes to a point where people have to get to a place where just F it, no matter what's going on, F it, and see people that I gotta respond to everything something said. I gotta respond to that. Didn't respond to a lot of stuff, and I choose not to. I choose what I want to respond to. If you think I got the house in Virginia, then that's you. And see, that's a broad statement. That's slandering a whole group of people who are survivors. You don't know these people. You don't know their walk. You don't know their struggles. You don't know anything. Just like people that drink, people that drug, people that can't stop stalking people that can't stop monitoring people. That's the disease called can't take, called nosy. I don't give a damn what people do. I'm not in your bedroom. I'm not in your life.
Mm, mm, my God, today.
And what people, yeah, and what people do, why is that affecting you? If somebody's gay, if somebody's a lesbian, if somebody's a trans, if somebody's a polygamist, a polygynist, and any of them out there, I would love to talk to you. Why do you like that? I want to know why. Even the haters. Why do you hate but think you're
Mm,
supposed to get grace and mercy? Why do you hate Bible thumpers? Why do you hate pastors? Why do you hate preachers?
mm,
Why do you hate people that's living their lives, not thinking about nobody else that's on the hate train or the bandwagon? And
mhm,
let me say this real quick about RS. And I'm sure you know who that is. You called for me when you was placed in a situation for your benefit. I don't deal with people like that. Like I said, I stood up for you. I said, y'all not about to play with my shaker over on the other side.
mm.
See, this is what you get for standing up for people. This is the ass that they got or don't got to kiss, to give you the kiss. And like Val said, you give the love out, but you don't get it back.
That's it.
And that's what I'm not playing. I don't care if I don't see you in the chat, if I don't see you sharing, if I bye. Numbers going down now. It's just at 10 now. It's at 6.
Yep.
I'm watching. I've been tracking. Okay? Been tracking. I don't got to tell y'all I'm tracking. I see a lot.
Hmm.
Like I said, Eagles don't love me. Eagles is just here. I don't even sound right saying it. You leave that alone. Child. Yeah, but I don't understand. I mean, what is it about people take or supposedly in your mind taking people from you? That's because that's the thing. It's funny because you don't want Jason taken from you, but Reed wants to take you from Jason. I don't get it. What is this
Hmm.
taking having people? What is this shit?
I wish somebody could make that make sense to me, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's weird. And then you calling Michael a pedophile. That's not good. If somebody called you an pedophile, Reed, you're more the edifigure, say edifigure, y'all, or PDF.
At a
You're the more
figure.
the monster because I got the email and I'm going to zone it in. I may put it out, or if you guys want to email me and let me know, I may put and give you the zone in part. Oh, I'm going to do a video to one. That sounds creepy. I'm going to do a video to One Love's daughter. Underage daughter is living her fucking life. Not thinking about no old, fat, sloppy, dying, no intestines bum on this app, mad because he can't feel what a woman feels like. Like he was over there lusting over Jelly, and Jelly felt creeped out. Now, if her husband would have came and put you in a fine box for disrespecting his wife, what would you have done? Well, you wouldn't have been able to do anything then. This is sick. This is creepy. Y'all need to watch your actions. But it's alright, somebody watching it for you now, since you want to be involved. Some weird shit.
Yes. Yes.
When people choose to what they want to respond to, they don't respond to threatening First Cult Church. I wonder what Praying Mantis got to say about that, since he's the town mascot. I wonder what he got to say about that. Shit. They doing harm to your money source. Hello? They doing harm to you. See, people, they want to protect themselves so bad that they ain't even protecting their castles or clout chasing castle. That's the gag.
Yeah.
I don't need to clout chase up on this motherfucker. I ain't never got on here and told shit that was not true. Unless I chose to, like we did last night, do that skit on One Loves. Where she told somebody all about me that I'm fake. I'm rude. She don't like me. She don't like Eagles. She don't like nobody. What? I gotta laugh because I can't even say I can't even be for real with it. It's funny. Because Eagles
Yes.
don't like me. Shit. Eagles think I'm a Bible thumper. It's crazy. And then people act like, oh, uh, uh, I'm going to type what I want to type because I was shocked last night when I seen it. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Don't mention me. Don't say nothing to anybody can be mentioned. You put yourself in the spotlight, you're going to be mentioned. Period. People gonna mention you that don't when you don't want to be in the spotlight. Like One Love said, I came forth, I got pushed to come forth. I didn't want to come forth. Lazarus, come forth. It's crazy. This is thick. If you don't want to be mentioned, you don't want to be the center of attention, then go into obscurity. Leave the app. How hard is it to leave a damn app?
It's not all.
And they got a cash settlement. If this app can't let you sleep, this app can't let you eat, they got a cash settlement for it. Maybe some of y'all should check that out since you addicted. I could be on this app 24/7. I choose not because I have a life. Shit.
Yeah.
Child, please. If I let this app, if I let this app consume me, shit, I'd be fucked up.
Oh yeah.
But
That's true.
anyway, yeah, Eagles, you got anything? I mean, I don't know, but why do people? Oh, let me get into that because I done ran over from my other video. I was supposed to, what I'm gonna get ready to do now. Why do people hate their skin? Because that's what I'm seeing on this app. People hate their skin. It ain't a lot of it is not preference. People hate their skin. Why? And I want to know why. And don't just come up talk about, oh, I hate if you choose to, oh, I hate my skin. That's why people start bleaching and all that, looking crazy. I wish the fuck I would. Somebody asked me, was I bleaching? What? First of all, that shit is dangerous. The fuck I'm a bleach a bitch if I'm using bleach to clean something.
Okay.
Crazy shit. I ain't never seen no weird, crazy shit like this. For real.
Oh Lord.
You that obsessed with people. Yeah, you that obsessed with people, but Reed can't come tap a link and tell me why he's stuck on Michael. Why he's stuck on trying to get rid of Jason. Cause that's who's trying to get rid of Jason from Michael. Shit. It ain't us. I don't care who. Fuck with who. You fuck with them till your lungs collapse. I wouldn't give a shit.
I know that's right. I, we all
And let
grown,
me
so
say this. We all
go.
grown. That's what people don't understand. We're all grown. You don't own nobody. You don't control nobody unless you want to be controlled. And it ain't about control with grown people. I can't control what Eagles do. Who
That's
controlling the
right.
platform? When it's not in your favor, that's not called control because Danielle said the same thing. Oh, everybody control Eagles. That's your platform. You letting everybody control it. And then the threats and violence. It's sick. You wouldn't do it
Mm,
at your house. You wouldn't allow it at your house. So why you doing it at other people's houses? And then think you welcome back. That don't even make sense. If you ain't gonna do it at your house, don't do it at nobody else's house. Point blank, period. And I've been saying it's in the belly of the beast west side sector. Okay? FYI.
I know that's right. Whew.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, it's just good, but I don't like Eagles that it went from me when I didn't do nothing, have a conversation. And no, we were giving JP encouragement because some people will unalive themselves because they can't take if somebody talks about them. But in the
right.
same token, you can't talk, you shouldn't talk about nobody then. If you can't take nobody talking about you, don't talk about nobody. Point blank, period.
That's it. Get out of
It's
the
just freaky.
kitchen.
Yeah, get out the kitchen. If you can't stand the smoke, get out the kitchen. And you opened your platform up for a lot of criers and beggars and shit. Why they
I,
talk about me? Why they do this? I don't give a fuck. Excuse my Francais Eagles. I don't get if you ain't. Oh God. If I say it one more time, if you're not fucking financing or feeding me, or like in the words of my baby Nippy, you don't sleep with me, you don't do shit with me, you don't sleep with me, you don't live with me, you don't do shit with me, but talk about me. And that's the
mm,
sad part of life. If you're gonna talk, talk what you know, not what you speculate.
that's it.
Because you end up with the egg on your face. And I choose not for if I can help it. Now I have times where I'll be like, oh, I thought it was this. Like at one point, I thought One Love was the Liz Jackson account. And that's I was like, what? Wait, what the fuck is going on here?
Hmm.
And people will get confused. Even they got confused. She was like, wait a minute, which one was messing with what the fuck? Wait, uh, you'll get confused.
Yes.
Shit. And like I said, I don't have no interest in putting Spook's name. I don't even know what the fuck Spook name is and don't give a shit. Am I getting money off of Spook's name? Shit. That's what people was
Mhm.
thirsty like dogs for. With their tongues out and shit. I don't know Spook name. Why y'all probably know it. Why don't y'all put it out? Shit. I ain't got shit to do with it. And I told Spook to his face, I don't give a shit. The fuck would how would I look? Spook went riding with us all this time, coming to put his name out. For what? The fuck that's gonna
Right.
do? Okay, you know his name. So what? Okay. Are you gonna give him a doggy bag? Are you gonna give him a celebration? Who give a shit? And it's probably a common name. Shit, who cares? That's when people
Yeah.
gotta stop getting out of everybody else's business and mix and getting your own. Find your own. And that's
Absolutely.
mostly why people get in everybody else shit, because they ain't got shit of their own. Like I'm about to do this conversation. And Eagles don't
That's
love me, so he ain't gonna be there. Why do you hate your color? Shit. Eagles, why do you hate your color?
oh, I love my
Me
I
too.
love my
Yeah.
everything
And then
about
I want the
me. I love
fours. Yeah, everybody. I want the four. You gotta be hooked on it. I want the fours for your color and against your color. And like I said, if you got a valid argument about people that like slaves, or you got the house slaves and then you got the field slaves. And some of y'all act
mm,
like house slaves. Some of y'all act like field slaves. Shit, it is what it is. And I ain't trying to
yeah.
be funny, and I'm not talking about just indigenous. I'm talking about a whole general of people. I don't give a fuck what race you are, where the fuck you come from, whatever. And y'all can say the same about me. Well, you an LGBTQ slave. Okay, that's how you feel. That's how you feel. What the fuck? I'm gonna fight with how you feel? That's crazy. Shit, you look crazy doing the shit. That's your feelings. I'm gonna go in your body. I'm gonna get in Eagle's body and tell him how to feel. What kind of shit is that? I'm gonna go in Mookie body, go in JP body, go in Michael body, and tell them how to feel. What the fuck?
Oh Lord, that's
I'm not a
crazy.
goddamn puppet, and ain't gonna never be a puppet. I say what the fuck I feel. Whoever don't like it, oh fucking well. Shit. Excuse my French. See, I got Morris, and I'm so sorry because I got. Oof,
You
and it just aggravates me. And yeah, it aggravates me for you, but it aggravates me for him because it's like you tormenting yourself
mm,
because you don't want to express how you feel. I don't get it. Just like with on the All Walks of Life, I think it was the second one, the first one of them. He came up and said, "No, I don't believe in God. Oh, God's people or something like that." I said, "Okay, explain." But then it just went to yelling. I couldn't even fucking hear.
oh
That's why I'm
wow.
like, oh. I'm like, explain why. You don't just come up, oh, I can't stand God. That's very offensive. And Lady D should feel offended. A lot
Oh
of
let
people should feel offended. Whoever heard that. Listen. I know. Child, please. Lady
Lady,
don't give a shit. That's one thing I respect about you. She gonna say how she feel, regardless. And that's what people should do. Say how you feel. Fuck it. Fuck it. Like I told Sweet Pea, fuck it. If your car, if you ain't got no car, fuck it. If you ain't got no job, fuck it. If you ain't got no life, fuck it. If you ain't got no Bible, fuck it. If you ain't got no ice cream, fuck it. If you ain't got no mushrooms, fuck it. If you ain't got Eagles, debonair physique, fuck it. I mean, it is what it is. Shit. Damn. These people crazy. Y'all too stuck on everybody. That shows something. When you start creeping and I gotta watch these people, I gotta swallow these people. That shows
mm,
something. Oof. I can never. Honey, I got too much shit to get into to be thinking about that. And I will be doing the R. Kelly thing, a deep dive. I didn't finish because I'm baby,
okay.
and I want to hear all sides. Whoever got something to say, so I'm gonna do this quick. Why do people hate their skin color or hate others that the same
Uh,
skin color as them? And why are you for Trump? Because I didn't oh Lord, I was about to say lovely love. Goddamn. Shout out to lick all over my body. Um Misunderstood. So and I was correct, and I feel bad misunderstood because um I didn't know. I thought, and see, that's what I assumed. See, I got to kick my own ass, and I apologize. I put myself at the stake in the mercy of the court, since that's what y'all want me to do. I got to kick my own ass because I assume that everybody, everybody that's Republican,
okay.
everybody that's Republican is MAGA. That's a bad assumption. That's why I try not to assume. You can assume, and people are going to assume. Have critical thinking. It's called what is it called? It's something not inferring. It's inferring, but it's something simpler. But
Yeah,
people are gonna do it. That's what they're gonna do. I can't think of the word. It's something smaller. That's what, like One Love said, we were taught. You draw a conclusion. That's what it is. Thank you, G. Draw a conclusion. People are
yeah,
gonna draw a conclusion. If you tell me Johnny went to the store with 2 apples, came back with 5 apples, you would assume he went to the store, correct, Eagles, and got
yeah.
3 more apples.
That's it.
But they could have not necessarily been cool. You didn't say on the way to the store, somebody came and gave him an apple. He got to the
Right.
store, got 2 more apples. All you know is he ended up with 5 apples.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can break that shit down. Trust me, I'm a master at this. I didn't get my advanced top 25 spot for nothing. And like I said, I sit back and watch, like Eagles sit back and watch. Eagles ain't gonna tell you he watching.
That's right. That's right.
And you gotta watch. Young man, you gotta watch. Young lady, you gotta watch.
That's it. That is so true.
But I wanna, uh-huh. Like I said, I wanna know why people of different persuasions, even if you have a drop of indigenous blood, but you may be mixed, because a lot of us are mixed. Some of us are mixed with
Absolutely.
intelligence. Some of us are mixed with stupid.
Stupid, no stupidity. Mm. Okay, let's move on from that.
Child. He
Dumb,
was that
dumber, and
shit.
dumber.
Dum 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 dum. Child, I cannot. Ooh, because don't make me laugh today. It's funny.
They're
I
going
just, I don't understand. I understand people want to have their opinions, want to have their thoughts, their narratives, and things of that nature. But why do people hate themselves? Because there's people out there that hate themselves. A little contrary to belief. Even more, not even on this app. Some people hate
right.
themselves, and I want to know why. Shit, why? Damn it!
And
Why do people choose not to respect people? Go ahead. Pronouns or whatever they choose to be called. Why? But go ahead,
some
Eagles. I'm sorry. Go
sometimes we got to also look at the environment that they come in, because sometimes there is abuse within the home. The mother might have said, "You're not cute, you ugly." The daddy might have said that you're not cute, you're ugly, you got a big head, big forehead, a big nose, your teeth are crooked. They say a manner of ugly things to them as a child, and when they grow up, that sticks with them, and they believe, that child grows up to believe that their nose is too big, their forehead is too big, that their teeth are crooked, that their skin is too dark, that it's not light enough, and they run with that, and it leaves them with some form of wounds and bruises. So sometimes through the parenting skills of parents, it leads them to that place where they don't like their skin tone, and then it just grows. That once that seed is planted, it grows into something deeper, and when it grows and flourishes, it becomes a hate type of thing for
Oh
themselves and
wow.
others.
Yeah, that's sad though, because I, I don't know. I love every inch of me. I'm sorry. I mean, there's things about me I could change, and something, like listening, like
Right,
not being interrupting, not getting interrupted.
right,
But it's also, see, that becomes the thing of it, when the conversation is so exciting. It's like, oh, I don't want to forget this. I got to jump in because I know One Love does that a lot. She said, I don't want to forget this, and we
right.
just get each other, and it's so weird.
Yeah,
But like even with Eagles, we just get each other. Eagles get me, I
that
get him. That's it. Yeah.
it
Even with
is.
Mookie, with with a few people, JP, for people, I just get. I don't know. It's human nature. That's what I think.
That's
It's human nature. You just get people.
that's it. Human nature.
Yeah, but we
But
had
then
that great dialogue was interesting.
when you bond with people, that happens.
Mm,
That happens. So it's a lot of things.
hmm I don't know. It just I what I was getting ready to say. Yeah, let me hurry up and end this show and do that color thing, and I can get back to the arc. Like I said, some stuff, if it interests me, I'll be hooked in
Right.
it. I get excited. Some stuff, if it don't, it don't. I check out. And
That's
going back and
that's
forth
right.
with people that are lower, and that are not worthy. Matter of fact, I gotta put my worthy T-shirt on. Are you worthy? Are you
Yeah.
worthy to even be addressed? Ask
Mm,
yourself that. That's how I might change my title. Are you worthy to be addressed?
my.
And like I said, Eagles, I definitely respect you, because not even putting that out, publicly, because most people, and see, people have this perception, oh, because everybody's trying to be beef sector, everybody trying to be this sector, everybody trying to be that sector. Um,
Mhm.
oh, everybody works the same way. I'm putting stuff out, so everybody puts stuff out. No, it don't work like that.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, I choose not. I choose not, and I will not, because um It's all about asking and you shall receive. Didn't the Bible say ask and you shall receive? If you don't know and if you don't never get the blind man asked, didn't he?
Mm, yeah,
Until God healed him and he was able to go and get it on his own.
that's it.
That same God that people defame and that same God that people denounce.
Yes, yes.
It's weird. I don't child. But like I said, I'm about to end this because we're gonna get into it. Eagles, I hope you come back to join me if you can or choose to. But yes, make sure y'all open your closet and clean it out. Cause you got to. You gotta clean out. Clean out that hatred. Clean out that everybody do this because I do this. Clean out that, oh, everybody argue with each other. I mean, argue with people because that's how they are, that's who they are. Yeah, some people are. They're miserable. I don't argue with people. Um unnecessarily.
That's it.
And if I choose to, because I could choose not to make you look real stupid. You can say all the lies you want, and I'm gonna make you look real stupid by sitting there ignoring you.
That's it.
So that's that. But thank you, Eagles. You got any last words or anything you want to say? I'm about to do this real quick because I ain't get into this deep dive.
No, that's it. I said all I had to say.
Thank you
Now,
so much, my guest.
bless you,
Huh?
bless you, bless you.
hmm Yes, and everybody in the fam, hello, love my family. Like I said, we trying to get over to Chi-Town to get that damn deep dish pizza, honey. That's I don't. Oh yeah, I gotta do that. I'm about to do that real quick. That short video. Who takes the the deep dish?
Uh-huh.
Chicago versus New York, because they say New York got the best pizza. I think Chicago, baby. Until I say I'm going to that damn place. Me, Eagles, and One Love is going to that place. That's a pizza, honey.
Yes,
That
yes.
and Roxy Lady Loud, shout out to you. She been telling me, you should come out here and get you a play. I said, oh God. But yes, honey, baby. Chicago is where it's at, honey. Okay. Shout out to my Chicagoans. I think is we the people in Chicagoan? I don't even know.
I don't
We
know.
the people shouting out if you're a Chicagoan. I'm still trying to figure out when we met Eagles. That's crazy.
I
I,
know it's been a it's been a
I'm
long.
trying to remember what I think it was Marcella chat, I believe.
It
It was
probably
either
was.
Marcella Chet, yeah, Marcella or Teddy. One of them two. No, it wasn't Ted. Was it Teddy? Because I was around there for a long time
Yeah, I
listening
know.
to that. Remember that saga? I don't even know if that saga will continue. I ain't going down that road because that's too much.
I
That's
believe it's
just too
still
much over there.
continuing. It
Oh
may.
Lord, but that thing, hell, we probably be 95 years old and they still be on here talking about that shit. I'm through, child. I choose not. After a while, I can't. If it don't hold my attention, I get bored.
I know
And let me
that's right.
say this to Danielle now. There's nothing I have for y'all. I don't have anything for y'all. Just know that I will pray y'all come up on One Loves and have a grown conversation. Take it back from the beginning. Take your parts and think, well, I can't say take your parts. Say how you feel, how you want to feel, and let no holds barred. And if I mention, well, that is a stipulation. I can't be mentioned. Eagles can't be mentioned, and you can't be mentioned. I believe Jason Paul can't be mentioned. So we'll see if people, stand up to that bargain. And because shit, that's a quick 500. I can do that in my sleep. Shit.
I know that's
Yeah,
right.
but like I say, yeah, but we got to get back to the fun on this app, like the movie night, the being. What line was that? And I seen people doing it, but they didn't stick with. I ain't gonna say they didn't stick with it because some people still doing it. Shout out
I
to I can't remember who had the game night and
know,
Goody and Val was good. Who?
I know. So Debonair started game
That's
night.
what it was. I think that's what it was. And baby, Goody and them was, but Goody and Val. Oh, that shit was funny. It compared to that. That's how y'all should compete. Like One Love said, let's make fun of it. Let's put a game into it. Put
Right.
money on it. Shit, people love money.
Yeah, they do.
Who will
Two.
talk, like even with Eagles and Michael, who will talk about who first? Shit.
It won't
Let's
be
put a
me.
200, $100 game. Eagles, I got my money on Michael. Michael won't say nothing. Eagles probably gonna say something. Let me stop.
Well,
Let me stop being messy. Let me stop being messy. Yeah, I'm just being funny, yo. Nah, but I don't know. You gotta make life
Always
fun.
heard you
Life,
talk.
I know life got already is enough we got going on. So I mean, try to make it fun. And like, let's start putting wages on. Put your money where your mouth is. Matter of fact, I'm about to do that title, so don't take my shit. Put your money where your mouth is. So let me hurry up and do it. All right, y'all. I love y'all. How you doing? Eagles, you got any last word? I know, look, he holding his stomach shaking. Uh, that's my Eagles, daddy. Eagles. Yeah, but see, I look, Eagles be can't even type sometimes, and I be having him laughing. It's funny. But yeah, y'all, like I said, I love y'all, all those that peek, even the bush watchers and haters. Drop down sometime. Just say, hey, shit, I'm watching. I'm here. I ain't gonna bite you. Shit. But anyway, love y'all. How you doing? Later. I was waiting for somebody to drop down, but obviously they, you know, well, love acting like she's so high and mighty. She can't even say hi and shit. I don't get it. I know she don't like me either, but I'm gonna leave that alone. She don't like me. It's a different Mookie don't like me. Eagles don't like me. People don't like me. They just tolerate me, and it's all good. Just say it. Say it. I love y'all. Later. How you doing? Ciao.